Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to PCG Live. Hold on, let me get Kyle.
It's gonna hold my smile.
Yeah, just keep
That's gonna hold it.
keep holding it. Keep holding it. There he is.
There it is.
I'm just gonna shrink you up a little bit, though.
No, you have to shrink me.
I gotta make you a regular size person.
Oh, let's say you had to shrink me.
Here we go. There you are.
The kids.
Here we go.
Here I am.
How's it going? Welcome to the show.
Hello. Hi. How are you?
We got a fantastic show for today. Super duper, spectacular show. I don't know what's going on.
Did something happen this past weekend or something?
I mean, technically, something has happened the past few weekends.
That is very true.
That we got to
very true.
We got to catch up on. Now why isn't this showing up on our screen? What in the bejesus is going on here? Like I'm trying to pull us up on the screen, and it's just not playing nice with us right now, and it's getting quite frustrating. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna shut this down, and I'm gonna come to this computer, and I'm gonna see if I can get it going.
Okay.
Not one of the best starts in the world, but hey, you know what? We're gonna get this baby going because we have a lot to talk about here.
Technical difficulty.
Here we go. Here we go. Now we can see everything. Good. We see everything. I can see me. I can see Andre. I can see Kyle. Kyle's there. What's going on, boys?
Excited, man.
I was just checking the stream, make sure that the video was good.
Yeah, and the audio. But I had the thing pulled up here on my laptop as well. So everything look good on your end?
Look good.
All right, cool. Let's get this baby started. So there's a lot to go on in this show. So I think I am just going to hop right into it. Just so everybody knows, we are just coming from PAX East 2019. And before PAX East 2019, we were coming from GamerCon 2019. Yes. So we got a lot to cover with news and things that we did and everything else. We didn't even talk about the Xbox Direct that happened, the PlayStation Direct that happened.
Yep. That's true. I didn't even think about that.
We did talk about the Nintendo Direct, though.
That's true.
We did talk about the Nintendo Direct.
All about that.
So we didn't even talk about those two Directs. So we have a full 2 hours ready to go today. So we hope everybody's ready and, ready to hop right into it. So let's get into it. So let's start with GamerCon 2019. That's because that's going to probably be the shorter of the stuff. So in case you guys missed it, go back and check it out. We were at GamerCon 2019, CT GamerCon 2019 in Connecticut at Mohegan Sun. It was a blast. We were there for Saturday and Sunday. I will give you the exact dates. It was March 23rd and 24th. We did a bunch of cool things. We did a bunch of cool interviews. We played some games. We ended old rivalries, started new ones. I think like one of my favorite moments was when we got to catch up with whatchamacallit, Lame Genie.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that was fun because then at PAX, me and Kyle were just randomly standing at the Nintendo booth, and we hear a tap on we feel a tap on our shoulders. We turn around, and it was them. They're like, "Hey." I was like, "Hey, what's going on, man?"
Oh, hey guys.
I was like, "Hey, what's up?" They came up to us, so that was fantastic.
That was awesome.
So if you guys want to see that, and then Kate from what's her thing? I always say it wrong. Norse.
Party.
Norse. It's the Norse that gets me because I always just want to say dance party because I feel like there should be nothing ever before a dance party. But Norse dance party. We did an interview with her last year. We did an interview with her, and she was cosplay as Bayonetta. But this year, she was cosplay as Kate.
Yeah. She just wanted to chill out this year.
It was business. It was all business for her this year. And again, another year of Mario Kart racing. So that was cool. That's what she selected, and that's what she wanted to do. So we were like, okay, cool. And then your friend's name, I can never pronounce her name. Kiana. It's like the spelling is so different. She was like hella nervous to do it. Like she found out it was on camera. She's like, "What do you mean?" Like, yeah,
but it turned out good.
No, it was fantastic. She looked very relaxed. She looked like she had a good time. So that was what's up.
Yeah, she told me it wasn't as nerve-wracking as she thought it was gonna be. So I was like, good.
Yeah. Now once you sit down and start chatting with the boys, you know what I mean. It's always a good time. So, and then me and Kyle got it in on Strikers.
Yes.
Yep, that was a good time. I started to learn it a little bit more. I did get robbed. In Rocket League, and we have a witness of how robbed I got. So that loss didn't count. So if you watch it and you take a look, just know that loss didn't count. So, but what was your favorite moment, Andre, for GamerCon?
It was.
I know what the answer should be. I don't even know if you realize what the answer should be. The answer should be this, but it's probably not because you probably don't even realize the answer should be this.
It's my son.
Okay.
Going as far as he did. my son being in that tournament with all them people and coming in third.
Yeah.
And he's never been in a tournament before. The only thing I didn't like, it was keeping me back and forth with the show. But like Van said, Van's like, dude, go watch your son play. And I honestly, at first, I'm like, these kids, I seen the jerseys they had made. Some of these kids had jerseys with their names on the back. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be.
They've
bad.
been watching the pros. That's why.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be tough. But he was swiping people. Like he didn't lose until the semifinals, and he was destroying everyone. Like just sweep. We had to win 2 matches, and he just kept sweeping. And the guy from One Up Games, shout out to him. He was like
Brian.
Yeah, he was like, dude. He's like, I'm not supposed to pick, but he's like, I hope your son wins because he's like, some of them are real cocky. He was like, your son doesn't even talk. Like, he's getting up trying to handshake and other kids aren't doing it. And he's like, I hope he wins, man. And I'm like, I do too. But then I seen the other kid doing a little step in the advanced area where, like, you know how Smash players know how to do that when you jump and come, like, flat down and type.
Short hop.
Once I started seeing that, I was like, oh, okay. So this Kirby kid's going to be a problem.
You kidding me? I can't even short hop.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like.
But in Ultimate, though, they made it easier. If you push 2 buttons at the same time, it's an automatic short hop. So.
It was. I seen the kid win, and me and the kid's parent. It's so hard to hold your excitement back. Like you want to speak for your kid. Like I'm behind him, and like he would beat a kid, and I'm like, but inside I'm like, good job, son. And this one father kept making me laugh because his son would win a match. This all he would do. You go up to his son behind him and go.
He didn't say anything either.
He just would go like this and fold his arms.
Yeah,
and I'm like, wow.
He didn't even say anything.
Great coaching.
Yeah, but it was good.
Isn't that illegal coaching?
In Smash, it is. In Smash, it is.
The whole time I played, I wanted to tell my son, like, throw the bomb and do this because he used Toon Link. And that's my favorite character. So he sees me play with him a lot, so he wanted to use him, which was another thing that was special because he doesn't ever use Toon Link. He uses Kirby. But because I use him, he was like, I want to use him to keep them distance. And he did it well, man. He made it in 3rd place. And, they told me my guy went up, you said was Brian?
Yep, it was either Brian or Corey.
Yeah, he said, dude, bring him to the amateur tournaments. He's really good, man. I'm like, dude, Van's right down the street from me, bro. Like, I'm like, if I do it, I will come down the street.
That's Fridays, just so you know.
Yeah, I know. That's why I told him. I'm like, it's kind of hard because it's Friday.
Yeah,
so.
I'm not happy about that. we'll save that conversation.
But overall, that was my favorite moment. And then us with Rocket League, me and you just talking so trash and asking the people around about Rocket League was so hilarious, man. Because Rocket League, I think I've never seen a game that had as much mixed reviews in my life. Like, it's like so many people are like, it sucks. And then some people are like, nah, it's the best game I ever played. Then some people are like, if you like sports, there's no way you don't like this game. I'm like.
Yeah, no. No.
But a good experience, man. I had a good time.
Sounds like you two are just a couple haters.
Yeah. If I get good controllers, then maybe I like it better.
Any crossplay?
I was just like, there's something wrong, but I don't want to make up an excuse. So like I'm just gonna keep going.
There was something wrong.
And then all of a sudden, what's his face from Lame Genie gets down, and then he starts playing, and he's like, "Yo, there's something wrong with this controller." I was like, "I knew it.
But you did say.
I was like, "Yo, I feel like I'm being dumb. Like I can't turn right." I was like, yo, like, am I this bad in the game? Like, I even said it too.
You did say that I should be losing, but not like this.
Yeah, like this is bad. Like this is bad. So, yeah. So, anyways,
Fun time.
Yeah. Kyle, what was one of your favorite moments?
I think it had to be the impromptu interview with Jamie and Paige.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I come sit down, and all of a sudden, like, I see Paige sitting down. I'm like, oh.
That was literally, like, out of nowhere. Like, I had just finished up with Kiki, and we're just talking, and all of a sudden Jamie comes like, do you care if me and Paige play? I'm like, I don't care. Sit down and have fun. So we had, like, an impromptu interview with Jamie and Paige. It sucked because I could barely hear them because I did not have the headset. And it was so loud, obviously. So I was like, I could barely hear what they were saying.
Yeah, we're going to be better prepared for that. We had some sound issues. We were in the hall with the band, which made it a little tough. But there's a lesson that I learned from that. A few lessons that I learned from that, especially more headsets that will help. So next GamerCon, we'll all have headsets, so that way when we're talking to each other, at least we can hear each other and not be overburied by the sounds behind us. So.
It was still cool where we was and everything too. That was
I loved where we were. I loved it. Like that's why I'm willing to do what we need to do to fix it, to make it better, because I loved it. Like, we couldn't hear each other, but the crowd could hear us no matter what with the mic. But like, it was difficult to hear if you didn't have the headset.
If you didn't have that, it was like being at an airport. Like you just heard nothing but sound behind. Once you even lifted it a little bit, you couldn't hear what
doing the interview with Lame Genie was a little tough for me because I didn't have the headset and they both had the headset, so I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, that was rough.
I was like, oh, I'm asking questions and I don't know what they're saying.
Yes.
I do that with Kate with dance party. I had to keep going like
I felt like I was in his mouth. And he's probably like, why does this dude want to kiss me? I'm like, Jesus, this is awful. This is awful. I have to say one of my favorite moments of GamerCon, probably just seeing everybody. I always enjoy seeing everyone, and GamerCon is a very local, like a lot of locals go to. So seeing everybody outside PCG is always a good thing. I had to do a lot of running around, but seeing all the magic and what everyone does to put it together. Still upset about not being able to play Beat Saber though.
I want to play that so bad.
I think that truck was robbing me, dude.
I want to watch you play because I never played it. I was like, I want to see Van play this, man.
I'm a little upset. I wanted to play at PAX because they had it at PAX, but I was like, they didn't have the TV for people to see. I was like, nah, I'm good.
Oh, that's corny. You have to show off.
Yeah, I was like, nah, I'm good. I was like, I'll only play it if I can show off on it. And I'm not even like remotely the best. Like, I'm not even, because I've watched some people play it. I'm like, Jesus Christ. But like, I'm good. Like, I can do expert.
Yeah, that's good.
There's expert plus.
Oh,
and
that's a full
I haven't even attempted that because like expert, I can like just get by expert with like a B. So some songs are harder than others. When the freaking lightsaber works here, it sucks because sometimes I gotta study it because my saber sometimes disappears and I just need to fix that. They have a Beat Saber arcade machine.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that I'm looking into.
Ooh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Ooh,
that would be fun
that's
as well.
juicy.
Yeah, it's just designed into it. So it's Oculus.
Nice.
I think it's the HTC Vive actually.
That's cool, man.
So. But anything else you guys want to add into GamerCon?
It was an amazing year.
Yeah.
This one was really, really fun.
Yeah, no, it was...
obviously being in where we were, being able to do a little interviews, really good interviews, I should say. Big thanks to Kate, Lame Genie, and Kiana.
Yep, thank you very
and
much.
Jamie.
Yeah.
With Paige, thank you.
Yep. We didn't get the full-fledged Jamie this year, but next year we'll be a lot more on point. We'll schedule him, and we'll be like, hey, listen, I don't care what you think you have to do for this time period. You need to sit down. We'll make his segment like a half an hour opposed to an hour. We'll tell everyone, hey, everyone on hands on deck when Jamie sits down because we need Jamie. So,
agreed.
But on to the big P, PAX 2019. It was Andre's first year at PAX 2019. We were supposed to broadcast. It's just way too much going on. With us if we had a booth, then it would be completely different. It's just way too much for everyone. I didn't want to pull Andre where he only had one day. And then I just didn't want to pull Andre from that. So I wanted him to be able to fully experience everything. And then by the time it was night and the show floor was closed, like everyone's doing their own thing, and it just becomes too much. So we weren't able to do a live broadcast. But next year, I'm going to start a hashtag PCG for PAX 2020.
That'd be dope.
You have to start that now.
Yeah, I already sent out my email today, this morning, and I'm willing to help some indie developers. So if there's any indie developers that are watching this, we're willing to buy the booth, and we're gonna probably take on like 4 indie developers, and you won't have to pay for the floor. Like we'll cover the floor. You just demo your game, and it will help those that can't afford to be able to demo their product out there. We're gonna try to help you get out there. So
That'd be fun.
there's a few people that I think of immediately that I'm going to reach out to and see if they want to do that, because it's a great opportunity to show off their games. So looking forward to that. But let's talk PAX 2019, because there's a lot to go over.
Oh, God, yeah.
So with it being your first year, without getting into, exact details as far as like what you taught, because we'll save that for later.
Yeah.
How was your first experience?
Unbelievable, man. Like, you guys warned me. I already talked to y'all about this. Y'all already warned me. I said it's going to be very overwhelming. And I'm like, I can usually handle overwhelming, but no. It was too much to take in. When I finally did get to the floor, me, my brother, and we were just like, me and both of my brothers were just like, this is just too much to take in. Where do you start? Where do you go first? Do you stand in that line to wait that extra hour for something you know is special? But we gave ourselves a goal before getting there, because I do know that they do the pins and like they reward you for playing certain games. So our objective from the beginning was to play most games that offer like a pin or that offer something for playing it. And we did that, man. I mean, we played everything we wanted to play there. But it was phenomenal, man. Now I know why you guys get all the days. Because you really can't cover as much as you would want.
Yeah, not even close.
But,
yeah, exactly.
I'm glad you guys talked me into going. I'm glad I went this year. There was a lot of good games I played, which we'll get into. But overall, everyone was just kind. Seeing the fellow gamers, and I've seen a few people I actually knew there. It was just nice, man. Everything was cool. I didn't run into like no ignorant person, or it was just a peaceful, calm, chill out. Seeing other gamers and the like you said, the cosplay is next level for some of the people I've seen there. Phenomenal experience, man. Phenomenal.
I agree.
Can we talk about the fact that Larry Herb was right behind you?
And you didn't tell me. And you didn't tell me, because I was looking at.
Distracted.
Because no, I was talking to Van, because Van was telling me, Van was right across from me. So of course Van's at PlayStation. I'm at Xbox. And Van's right across from me, so right after I finished talking to Van, I turned to go see the game I wanted to play, and then you're like, yeah, did you know Larry Herb was behind you? I'm like, Kyle, all you had to say was, hey, it's Larry! I would have been like, hey!
I didn't even see him. Like, my eyes are bad, but I have my glasses, but I didn't even see him in the crowd, so I didn't even notice him right behind you.
He got pictures. I seen on Twitter, he got a lot of pictures.
He probably got pictures right next to you.
Like,
you see Andre in all the pictures.
Like right next to you taking selfies. I would have been like, damn.
Yeah. That's funny. But all in all, good experience.
Oh, yeah. If I had to rate what I give this experience, like, as far as it was a 10, man, like, this is what made me want to go to E3. I always wanted to go to E3, but I never, like, really cared if I win or not. But this made me say, like, I have to go to E3 now and then be prepared for the next PAX. Like, it was just great, man. I loved everything about it. Not any complaints at all. Even the waits were okay, because pull the Switch out, pull the phone out, talking with other gamers. Like, we would talk with other random gamers for like 3 hours. When we was in line for Biomutant, we had to wait for like 2 hours. But we were talking to these other 2 gamers, and we talked for like the whole time. And next thing you know, then after we all took each other's information and stuff, our Xbox tags and everything, we became cool. So, I mean, that's always a great experience, man.
Yeah, I've met so many people from PAX, just being at PAX and making new friends and stuff. Like, I've met people that only went once, and they're from other countries,
It's so crazy, man.
And it's not just like, oh, yeah, it's just a casual hi and bye. Like, I had somebody that I met, I think, 5 years ago at PAX, and we're still friends on Facebook. And I think he lives in Iceland.
Yeah.
And no, it might be Switzerland. He's from Switzerland, and he does like a podcast out there and everything. It's not gaming related. It's just I think business in general. And great guy, nerd to the fullest. And the other day during one of my PAX posts, he was like, he's like, I really wish I went. Blah 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 blah. I remember meeting you like 5 years ago.
That's always a cool feeling.
Yeah, yeah. And I was just like, yeah, no, we still talk every now and then. He posts on some of my stuff, so it's cool. You know what I mean? You get to really expand your nerdism with other nerds, which is great.
I love it.
You know, you can be yourself and see other people. There's nothing more exciting than meeting someone that's like you when you're yourself.
That's so true, man. That's so true.
All right, your best.
I'm just gonna be more prepped next year. Like I said, I'm doing all the days. Now I know what it feels like. I'm a little, like you guys said when I made the mistake in the beginning.
Oh,
rookie
hilarious.
Mistake.
Hilarious.
Like rookie mistake. I'm like,
me and Kyle already in line waiting to get in. You know what I mean? In the queue.
We're in the queue. He's sitting there like, I'm in the retro lounge. I'm like,
we're like, oh, Andre, where are you? Because like me and Kyle found each other in line. So we're like, Andre, where are you? He's like, oh, I'm upstairs playing games. What?
Whoops.
Y'all both like rookie mistake.
We're like, what's your first spot you think you're going to? Xbox. Yeah.
Yeah, have fun.
You're not doing that today, buddy.
It was so messed up because the guy in front of me had told me, like, the guy in front of me, I was like, you been here before? I just asked him straight up, like, have you been here before? He's like, I come every year. I said, this line we going? He's like, yep. And he's like, we'll be going in the next few minutes. Then all of a sudden, a guy comes in front of the door. He's like, you guys know there's a queue line, right? I was like, my brother was like, I thought you been here. My brother said to the dude, he's like, I thought you been here before. Dude was like, I have, but this is different.
No.
The guy was like, this is different. The guy, so it's funny you said no because the guy in front of him said, dude, it's like this every year. He's like, I'm sitting here because I have a media pass. I was like,
yeah. The media can go through the front doors. The other people can't.
I was so pissed off. And he was a regular person like we was.
Yeah.
I was so pissed, man. I was like,
be like, dude, you got caught in a lie.
Yeah, this dude just got beat, man. I was like, my brother was like, I can't believe you just did that, man. That was so messed up. So by the time we got in, everything had a line, like almost everything. And then when we didn't see a line, we'll walk and be like, oh, let's just try that. No one's there. And that was the only way we were able to play so many different games because everyone rushed to the big games early.
Yeah. Like I said to you, though, you're very lucky it was a Thursday.
I know. Thank God.
Yes.
Thank God, man. Once you said that, I said, my brother was like, is there a slither of hope for us? Because we seen the line when we got to the queue. I said, my boy Viz said that it's Thursday, so that should help. And it did, because I can imagine what a Friday or Saturday.
Oh, you don't want to know what a Friday Saturday was like.
No, you don't.
No. Now I know. That would never happen again.
Yeah, there's no space on a Friday Saturday.
Oh.
No space. So, but Kyle, what did you think of 2019?
I mean, I would probably rank this as my favorite PAX I've been to.
I was gonna ask you both.
I wonder why. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about
get
that
into
later.
details
Yeah,
in a little
we'll
bit.
talk about that later.
I'm about to say we're gonna get into details a little bit.
Oh man, Kyle got struck by Cupid.
As far as overall, yes, this was definitely my favorite year.
So my friend asked me like, 0 out of 10. You know, what did I rate this PAX? I'm gonna just say it. Like I told him, I was like, I give it an 8. You know what I mean? Out of all the PAXs, like I give it an 8. And he's like, really? He's like, yeah, but there's more empty floor. And meanwhile, this was a Thursday, but he meant more empty floor in the sense of like booths, like the booths weren't covering up. But I told him like how, I was like, if you notice strategically what areas they're in the areas, like you see that space in the areas that get the most crowd, people watching. So, like the Magic the Gathering section, like there was less closer to it because of the fact that there's a lot of standing room. So it made it. But then that means the indie area that's near the food or in the front, right up against the wall, that was tighter. That corner gets tighter and tighter and tighter every year, and it sucks because it is one of the busiest aisles. So like I don't know why they make it so tight, but it's because they're giving more room to like Square Enix, Magic the Gathering, anything that deals with a lot of bodies standing around. They tend to space it out a little bit, and that's what I noticed. So that's why you see a lot of retail space.
Yep.
So. But out of like most of the PAX, like I definitely think it was better than what it usually has been. I felt like as far as game-wise, there was way more games out there that they first of all just announced.
Yeah, that was crazy. There was a lot of games out of
like literally the week of they just announced.
The indie titles.
Yeah.
Xbox indies, yeah.
A lot of new indies, not indies that I'm like, oh yeah, no, I played this last year. Like new indies.
New ones.
Yep. The one thing that does disappoint me is not as much free swag. Oh, you have to do more work for the free swag, which is fine.
Log on to Twitter. I don't know how they usually do it.
It's all digital.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know how they usually do it. But for me, there was a lot of stuff like that I wanted to earn. I did it though.
Yeah, but you missed out on the good years where they were handing out tons of stuff.
I remember you guys telling me that. That's why I was like, you got to do a lot of work. Only ones that were really given out was what's that company called? The computer company with the A.
Asus.
Was it Asus? They had like the big black stage. They was playing PUBG like all day, and they would just call everybody up and just throw out shirts and mugs and cards and all that stuff.
Was it next to the escalators?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah.
Asus was right next to the escalators.
They were giving out stuff left and right, and then I'm like, a lot of them had like the board up and saying, go on Twitter, follow us, retweet, and I was like, dang, this is a lot of work. Yeah. Nintendo was a lot of work to get the...
They've been doing that more and more every year, which I get the free swag thing. It costs you money, so you want to make sure you get the most out of your product. I get that, so that makes sense to me. So it's not that I'm hating on it. It's just as a customer, I'm like, damn, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Agreed.
But I understand it. So, but but I think all in all, I think the PAX was great. I wish I could have done more. I did a lot, but I wish I could have done more. But even as a fan, like I enjoyed it. I think this is my last year going as just a regular fan. Like I said, now for 2020, it's hashtag PCG at PAX.
I'm for all that.
So, and I promise, if we get a booth, I'm looking in the camera when I say this, it will be your favorite booth out of all of PAX.
I like that.
Oh, snap.
I like that.
Your favorite booth.
That's a bold statement. I like that.
So that's what I'm shooting for.
That's because we're gonna be in it too.
Yeah, I like
we're gonna make all the other booths step it up.
Yeah.
We're gonna be the reason why they all step it up. So I got some secret ammo. I got some things planned. So.
I like that. I like that talk.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
I'm gonna blow it the F up. That's what we're gonna do.
Blow it.
Literally, just blow up the booth right there in the middle of PAX. It'd be like, that shit was crazy.
Like, did he just explode the booth?
Just blow up the booth?
Be like, that shit was crazy.
TVs, everything going.
Yo, you heard about PCG blowing shit up? Dude, it was my favorite booth. That was crazy. So I guess we can start getting into some of the things we've seen. So why don't we start? We'll go around. We'll do one game at a time. So Kyle, what was one of the things you got to see?
So
many.
That's the reason why I came with the list, because I couldn't. There was too much to take in for one day. There was too much for me to take in for one day.
Yeah, that's why you got to go multiple days.
Yeah, that's why we say don't do one day.
That was too
much. Don't do one day. So let's see. Notable game that I would definitely like to point out, and I was actually the last person to play it on Saturday, was Cyber Shadow.
Game's dope.
Cyber Shadow is amazing.
Game's dope.
It's so obviously for people that don't know, it is the new game that's coming out from Yacht Club Games, who just happened to make my favorite indie game, Shovel Knight. And basically Cyber Shadow is a paying homage to Ninja Gaiden of the NES days.
Mm-hmm.
And fun fact, after I played the demo, I played the first stage demo because they had two different demos you could do. I played the stage 1 demo and I finished it in like 3 minutes and 30 seconds or something like that, 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And the girl goes, "That is literally the fastest time I've seen all weekend." And I was like, "Oh, okay.
You're welcome."
You're welcome.
Just drop the controller.
Yep.
Then you get kicked out of PAX.
Well, they were kicking us out anyway because the expo hall closed.
Oh, well, then it wouldn't have been. You wouldn't have felt so bad. So he's kicking you out because of time, not because you dropped the controller.
Not because I dropped the controller. It's 6 o'clock.
But you liked it.
Oh yeah, it's definitely fluid. in what it does as far as an old Ninja Gaiden type game. Definitely can't wait to see more. I saw the other demos, a lot of people play. The bosses look cool.
Yep.
Like that boss looked cool, so I can't wait to see what else they're gonna bring to this game. I'm wondering if they're gonna try to do something similar as far as deaths go in the game, because in Shovel Knight, when you died, you just lost money rather than losing lives. So I'm wondering if they do something like that, or they go back to more traditional, which is losing lives instead of just something else.
It's a good question.
So should be interesting. I'm just wondering how, because the first stage wasn't really that difficult, obviously. So I'm wondering how difficult it will get beyond the first stage. So, but overall, I liked it. I liked it a lot.
I just read some news. I don't know how I feel about it, so I'll get into that in a little bit. Yeah. So what about you, Andre?
Because it was so overwhelming, I'm gonna go by my order. My number 10 thing I see was the Days Gone's booth. I feel like what they did with that booth, it was the best one there. Like,
but did you play?
No, I didn't play.
You can't talk about games you didn't play.
No.
You're supposed to play it.
This is the only thing that I'm going to mention that's not something I played. But the reason I did was because I was able to see it and I took a lot of pictures. And what they did, and I remember Kyle talking about it when he was at, was it PAX South, Kyle?
Yep.
I remember you talking about it. And I don't care what the gameplay like, but I know that booth was fire. Like, me and my boys were trying to figure out if there were humans that would be in the zombies, was they robots, and we're like, oh, those are humans. But the fact that they had people that was willing to do that all day and put that work in with the makeup and sit there at the fence doing, that Days Gone booth was fire. Like, I can't wait to see what Van says about the game, but I know the booth. Like, I took mad pictures in the bear that's on the outside. They put mad work into that booth, man. Like, they had the best looking booth at PAX to me.
Which, that was different from PAX South.
Oh, wow.
Because PAX South just had dummies.
Oh, wow. So
the
East was better.
PAX East, they had real people doing it. So I was like, oh, okay. So they did something different with it, which was cool.
That kind of like Boston more. Yeah. But that's my number 10 thing. Everything else from now would be games, but that stood out to me. And that was the only booth I was in front of. I was like, I want to take 1,000 pictures of. And Behemoth, I took 1,000 pictures of Behemoth, but they've been there for years, so.
Behemoth never changes.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I already knew what they looked like.
Exactly the same as every year. Exactly
the same as every year.
Yeah. I don't know how they get away with that and no one being mad. Like, no one even thinks about being mad. Everyone's just like, well,
doesn't matter. It's Castle Crashers, Battle Block Theater,
yeah,
and
that's them.
But yeah,
Alien Hominid.
That Days Gone joint stood out to me.
Okay. Apparently, we want to talk about our top 10 stuff. So okay. The talk shortly about that. I guess I'll bring that up. Segue. The Days Gone was incredible. That was definitely worth. I'm glad I did it. Like I told you guys, like I was gonna stop there and play. Like if there's any time I was gonna do it, that would be the time I'd do it. So I did it. That was actually the very first booth we went into because the line was so short. I was like, you know what? Let's get this out of the way because this is going to be packed. So I did it, and I'm definitely impressed. I was definitely impressed. It's not anything like I thought it was going to be. I liked a lot of stuff about it. Controls, the graphics, everything. I did the hardest demo they had, which was the Horde thing.
Which is the one I didn't get to do, so I can't wait. I want to do that.
There's so many. And they're not zombies. So what it is they're actually smart. So they oh, is that Pops? You should have said I said
that was Pops.
Say hi. When they flood you, right, they'll go around cars and climb over cars, so they'll trap you in. And then once you get hit, then that's it. You're pretty much sucked right in. But
so instant death, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. But like there's exploding barrels like all over the place. There's C4 you're supposed to throw down. And what happens is when you start the demo, they all start in the hole. So first thing I did is I threw a firebomb, so it blows up a good amount of them. Right? Doesn't even put a dent in it. Once you do that, they just start coming out of the hole, and you just start running. you start running, and then like you go by a thing, and like the goal is like you got to run and turn around and shoot the can and forget it, like because you're losing speed while you're doing that. So you got to make sure like you know your timing. So as soon as you turn around, you got to be already ready. So as soon as turn around, you shoot, and then just continue running again. And you better be good because. And the timing's got to be perfect where it's going through a good amount of them, so that way it clears out a good amount too. So it's not just like, oh yeah, he's just blowing up cans.
Yeah.
Like you gotta, it's all a timing thing and being like perfect. So
my brother said it's I Am Legend. That's what my brother.
Yeah, I mean, I could have told you that from the trailer. Like that's the first thing I said was, oh, this is I Am Legend, the video game. But it's not that. It's not like that. Like that's I Am Legend is. No, I Am Legend. You're thinking of World War.
No. He said I Am Legend because they're not zombies technically,
not zombies.
and like how strong they are, and like what they do, and how they swarm.
World War, they weren't zombies either. They weren't dead.
Yeah,
Wasn't the dead?
World War Z, they were infected. World War Z.
They were infected.
Yeah, they were infected because he got the cure.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep, they were infected.
Which I don't know why they call it World War Z, but speaking of that.
Yeah,
but.
World War Z is more better comparison because I Am Legend, like. They didn't go into the light, and they weren't that smart.
True.
You know what I mean? Like how they had them smart, and they're like, nah, they weren't like
That's
that.
what my brother compared. He went to go play after he seen you in the line. He was like, I'm gonna go try it out after because the line wasn't.
Yeah.
And he said it was good though. He went in with.
I liked it.
He said he went in with zero expectation, and he was like, it surprised me.
The What's Good Games crew is kind of what motivated me to do that. When I was listening to their podcast, they just keep talking about it for like the last 3 podcasts. I was like, I'm going to give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. And I tried it, and I'm like, wow. I was like, I'm actually thoroughly impressed. So, not too shabby at all.
See, it's funny that you said that because a lot of people have said that specific part of the demo was really, really hard.
Oh, yeah, it was super hard. I never beat it. I never ended up beating it.
Oh, no, and that's what a lot of people didn't.
Yeah.
So a lot of people said it was really, really hard.
I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, I played the other demo.
Uh-huh.
It was really, really easy.
Well, because that's the story mode. And it says easy.
Right.
Like, when you get to select it says easy and hard. I was like, I'm going to go with hard. I don't want to do something easy because it's going to make me hate the game.
Then you're gonna be like, nah.
Right.
So that's why. Did you have the option, or they just only had the other one?
I had the option, but they literally said like you had 30 minutes. I thought they said you had 30 minutes. So they're like, at the 15-minute mark, we'll warn you, and you can either double down on it or you can go to the other demo. That's what I thought. But then after 15 minutes, they're like, okay, you're done. I was like,
He's like, where's my other fish?
what happened to the double down?
Yeah.
So I didn't get. I was gonna play the horde one, but I didn't get to.
Yeah, that sucks.
But that's what a lot of people are saying. It was like it was really hard, and then the storyline one was really easy.
Yeah.
So it's like, so are we gonna have a little happy medium in this, or is this just gonna be extremely hard or extremely easy?
Well, I mean,
where you're at.
I think it's gonna be like The Last of Us. Like The Last of Us had its very hard moments. Like the one of the things that were very hard about The Last of Us was the lack of ammunition that you had in the game. And it was often that you were like, fuck, I'm out of ammo, and you couldn't do anything. So you couldn't just go in somewhere and just rootin', tootin', shooting. You know what I mean? Like you just couldn't do that. You had to strategically plan everything, and that's what made Last of Us hard. And then between humans and zombies, like depending on who you went against, is how you approached it. And so, in that sense, that's what made it hard. It just seems like it's around that same basics where, exploring is going to be obviously a lot easier than, fighting the hordes. Those hordes, I can already tell you it is not going to be a good time. There's nothing fun. Like, that's going to be one of those things that you're not enjoying doing, but you're doing it just to say you did it. But it's going to be...
Exactly.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those games, though, like, if something happened to your save data, you will never pick up that game ever again, whether you beat it or not.
Nope. Game's gone.
Yeah, so... Game's gone like days gone.
Yep.
Correct.
All right. How about you, Kyle?
Let's see. Next game... I would have to go with Falcon Age.
Falcon Age, okay.
So I lucked out on Sunday and got into the last possible VR sign-in for Falcon Age. And
so you got it then, huh?
Yeah, I did get it, luckily. So I was like, because literally you saw me. We were sitting there just click, 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 click the whole time. And then I just clicked on.
That's right. You did get in there. I forgot about that.
Yep. And then I just clicked and hit a time, and I was like, Yes. Like, clutch moment. I had a lot of those this weekend, but we'll get to that. So yeah, I got in and I got to play Falcon Age. It was, for a VR game, it was really cool.
Yeah.
It had really intuitive controls to it. A lot of buttons. The only complaint is there was a lot of buttons that you had to know. And with the VR and using the, I want to say friggin'
You want to say Joy-Con?
I was gonna say Joy-Con.
You're gonna say Joy-Con.
The PlayStation Move.
The PlayStation Move controller.
With the PlayStation Move controller. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of buttons you need to know, and like playing it on the fly, it's like you kind of forget sometimes. But I mean, I did get to remember a little bit, but it was really cool. Like you get to call your Falcon down, and you had to hold the PlayStation Move in a certain spot.
The Joy-Cons, yep.
The Joy-Cons. And you can have your Falcon attack like rabbits to get candy. Well, it's candy. So they attack the rabbits and you get candy for it. No joke.
Rabbit guts. That's what you would get.
But it's you know, it's a PG game, so you get candy.
No, call it what it is. It's rabbit guts. You rip that rabbit. You rip that rabbit apart and you fucking ripped out the guts and call it what it is. Call it what it is.
Yeah. So you got to do that. You got to, you know, obviously explore, get some chests and stuff. You want to play a lot. I have to play a lot. I would have to play a lot more of it just because, you know, I didn't get enough to play. But it's a very big world.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
The hunting's really cool. So it was really good. It was a really fun VR game.
Cool.
Really fun VR game. You had to be really, really quiet, too, when you were approaching the rabbits, like, in that area. So that way you could point your Move controller, your right one, and lock onto it. So that way your Falcon just came down and snagged them for candy.
That's interesting. That's interesting. I wish I was able to get into the VR. I just, all weekend, every time it was like 1 o'clock and it's gone. Yeah. I was like, how? Yep. It is literally just turned 1 o'clock. How is everything gone?
Because people were literally sitting on their phone doing this, like what I was doing.
Yeah, do they even look at what game? Because even then, it takes more than a second to click on the game and telling me 200,000 people are doing it all at once. It's possible.
Yeah, I know.
Possible. It's like God of War in its hardest version mode. Impossible.
Impossible mode.
But all in all, you enjoyed the game.
I did enjoy it. I think you'll like it a lot.
Yeah.
Man, when it comes out. So I definitely would say pick it up for VR. It'll give a nice experience to people when they come into the line.
I think a PSVR, I have a newfound respect for it now that I've been playing. I mean, I've always thought it was good, and I think VR, where it's come from, has grown so much. So with that being said, like, I have seen the drastic improvement. Not that the games were bad, but I've just seen the growth and the improvement of the games through time. More and more.
Well, people.
I will say, from my first experience, a couple years ago, with VR compared to now, it has drastically improved.
Oh yeah,
people are supporting it now. People see that it works. People see that it can be good, and now they're supporting it. So that's what happened.
Well, I know the developers. You're getting better developers and developers that are actually spending more time. Like Fire Hour is one of the best first-person shooting games I've ever played. And it's incredible. Like, it does such an amazing job with that game. I think more people need to play it to actually appreciate it. So, your turn again, Andre.
Samurai Showdown, the new one.
Okay. Did you get to play it?
Yeah, me and my brother versed each other. It looks real clean. It kind of got them Street Fighter / Killer Instinct vibes. Graphics are fire.
Graphics look really good.
Yeah, we played it. It was a good game. I was surprised at it. It's been years.
Why did you think it was gonna be bad?
No. It's been so long that I'm like, sometimes when you try to remake that game, it just. But this game, I seen a lot of people playing it. It was actually a lot emptier than I thought it would be. I felt like it would be a line for that game because it's been so long. But
again, Thursday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it was a different story Friday, Saturday.
But I'm not complaining because I was able to. We replayed like 6 times and then we left and went to another booth. But we loved it, so I would say that'd be my number 9.
Yeah, that was a really good game. I didn't get to play it. I watched it. It looked really, really good.
It fights really clean, really clean.
Did you get to play that at all, Kyle?
I did.
And what did you think?
Eh.
Yeah, not your.
Well, so
It's a
my
special
thing
style.
is, it's different.
Uh-huh.
It's different for me as a fight because I never played Samurai Showdown prior to this. But it's different because there's not a lot of combos at all.
Yeah, it's not.
And it's really more like a sword fight.
100%. Yep.
But the pacing is just, for me personally, it's just a little too slow. So like I would have liked if it was a little bit quicker paced. Maybe a couple more combos, but like a little more arcadey. But I get what they're trying to do. Like, Samurai Showdown is a sword fight game.
Right.
It feels like it too. It really does. That's the best way to put it. Like, it does feel like a legit sword fight. Like if you were really sword fighting, it would take those paces to hit. So, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not a bad game. It's definitely not a bad game. But for me, I would like the pacing to be a little quicker. But it's still good. I liked it. So
Cool. Well, that leads me into another game that I got to play with you talking about speed and whatnot. I got to play Mortal Kombat 11. Now, this wasn't a huge deal for it being there, but it was a big deal because the beta is out, but it's still a closed beta, so not everyone can play it. So
I didn't get to play Mortal Kombat, so I got to see what you felt about it.
So I liked it a lot. A lot of changes in this game that was not in X that I liked. It was definitely slower. It wasn't as fast as the other Mortal Kombats. That's something that I immediately picked up, was like, oh, wow, this is definitely... So in that sense, it felt more like you were controlling a real person opposed to it being like quick. I think they got rid of forward dash, because they used to have, if you press forward, you can dash forward. I think they even got rid of that completely, because I kept trying to do that, and every time I did, I got my ass kicked.
What did you play it on?
What did I play it on?
Yeah.
PlayStation.
Okay, because I know Kyle played it on the Switch. He said it wasn't.
I did.
It wasn't that. So maybe y'all both have the same feel. Maybe it's not the Switch comp. Maybe it's like Van saying it just plays a little stiffer and slower than the norm.
And it makes me think if they did that so that way the Switch could handle it more.
I don't know.
it's possible. When I played the Switch version, obviously so what was weird is you only could play handheld with it, which I thought was weird.
I'm surprised they didn't have the Pro
well,
controller plugged into it.
Yeah, that's weird.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I was like, so maybe they were just like forcing people to try it out with Joy-Cons, which it worked fine handheld.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wouldn't play the thing with my Joy-Cons separated from it.
No.
Obviously, I would be using my Pro controller.
Yeah.
For handheld, it worked okay.
Uh-huh.
It worked okay. I had a feeling it was going to do what I thought it would do, as far as because it kind of did what Doom did, where it was if there was kind of too much going on, it would start to kind of slow down.
Yeah, you start to see the lag and the delay.
Yeah, you start to see a little bit of lag, but it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. I was kind of going in there expecting something like that.
Yeah, we talked about it on the show where I was just like, I'm not happy about this coming to Nintendo.
Yeah,
but it's cool for those that can handle it and don't care about competitiveness.
Yeah.
But the competitors are not going to want to play it.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Oh no, they're going to want to play PlayStation.
Yeah. But visually fantastic. I like the difference that they added with the defense and offense stuff. I wish I knew more about the moves. I felt like I wasn't rushed, but you only had so much time.
Yeah.
Then what else was there? The movesets were pretty easy and cool. They did change up some things, so it wasn't the same as all the other Mortal Kombats, but the moves felt more real. Fatalities are the fatalities that they always have. You know what I mean? In the sense of it's not like, oh my god. It was some fatalities are kind of okay, I get the point.
Yeah. Right.
You're trying to be gross. But the game, all in all, I'm very excited for it. I don't play competitive, so I'm not as excited as everybody else is. But I think it's cool.
I'm on the same boat. I'm on the same boat.
Yeah.
Kombat.
But it felt fantastic. It felt fantastic. Yeah. It's definitely going to be one of those things that it's not one of those rush and just play. If you're playing in a tournament, everyone's just going to rush somebody. No, it's definitely a smarter fighting game, for sure. Yeah.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
All right.
You
I
have to
agree
be
with that.
smart. You have to be very, very smart because it's not just going in. Street Fighter, you can kind of get away with a little bit until you play somebody that really knows what they're doing. Mortal Kombat, it's just going to be like, yo, there is no button mashing here. Like, button mashing is going to do nothing
technical.
for you. Yeah, it's going to do nothing. Like, nothing.
That's
Definitely
good,
more,
though.
Definitely more technical.
Yeah.
That's good. I like
way more technical.
I like that.
Way more technical. I would say this is more traditional, old school Mortal Kombat, where it's kind of like Killer Instinct.
Yeah. I like that. I
I
like
can
that
see
style
that.
better.
I can see it.
I like that style better than just button mashing. I hate button mashing in games. So.
Oh,
Yeah,
I like that.
absolutely.
That's cool.
but what about you, Kyle? Next.
My friend Pedro.
I'm so mad.
I don't really have I didn't really break this down as a list of ranking them. I was just like, I'm just gonna point out the notable games I played.
Yeah. This is not like, oh yeah, my favorite thing or anything.
Pedro. Interesting.
That game's fire. That game is
Did you get to
fire.
play it, Andre?
Yes, it was in that. I don't know if Nintendo had it at their booth, right, Kyle?
They did.
I didn't play it at Nintendo's booth. I played it at someone else had it. It was on the Switch, but it was at another someone
Different
else's booth. Yeah, and that game is dope. Like we thought it was gonna be. I mean, that game is so good.
The only gripe I had with it is that the controls are a little difficult if you don't practice enough.
They are. I can
Okay.
agree to that. I can agree to that.
Because with double aiming, it's like, oh, you have to hit this button and then do this, and it's like, oh, geez, and you kind of contorting your fingers in
Yeah.
weird ways, and you're like, oh, geez, you really got to get used to it in order to do it properly. But overall, it was good.
It's a good.
I liked it.
Are you as excited about it now that you played it as we were before you played it?
I'm not. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not, because what Kyle just said. When I was playing, I was just like, if the controls were a little smoother, then I would really get this game. Now I don't know if I'm gonna purchase it. I will wait until it goes on a type of sale, like a flash sale or something. But it's a good game. It's just something that I would now probably hold out for instead of seeing that chilling. Like, I need this game. Like, it's not Banana Wick to me no more. And now
I'm indifferent.
Yeah.
With it. Again with pacing. I thought the pacing would be a little bit quicker.
Me too.
But it's not. It was, the pacing was a little too slow for that type of game.
Van said it. What's that game you said, Van, that has that ragdoll effect, like where it's like?
And there's a lot of games that have that.
Yeah, but it's
yeah.
really is like that, more of when I thought it was going to be like crazy, like Kyle just said, a fast-paced action type.
Have you guys ever played Hotline Miami?
No.
I did not.
Oh, okay. So I can't use that as a comparison. So I'm not saying the controls are like it because it's a completely different style of game. Hotline Miami is a top scroller and Pedro's side scroller. So with saying that, I'm not trying to compare it for that, but Miami Hotline was very difficult with the controls at first because there's just so much going on and you had to be so pinpoint at times. Like if you're going to see an enemy over there, you got to throw a knife over there and immediately know when you kill him it's going to make a noise, so you got to get ready to get a gun to shoot the guy over there. And on a PlayStation Vita, that's very difficult to get all that because of how it's designed, opposed to a regular controller. Nintendo Switch reminds me of that same, struggle where the controls are, way over here with the screen in the middle, opposed to your hands and not looking at them and them being closer together.
Yeah.
So
Right.
That is true, because you had to look down like this to play. I don't know if the one Kyle played, if you had the Joy-Con grip, Kyle. I had to use handheld mode, which was kind of annoying.
No, I got to play on a TV.
Oh, okay, so yeah.
I did get to play on a TV. I will say that.
So
I
we
think
both
I think I
feel
used Pro
that way.
Controller.
Yeah, we both feel the same way about the buttons. I seen handheld mode, you seen TV, and they both still felt clunky as far as controllers.
I cannot stop yawning. It's driving me crazy.
It's a little weird. So I like how you described that with Hotline Miami, man, because now it's like this game is a combination of that and do you remember Shadow Complex?
Oh yeah, I remember Shadow Complex.
Sounds dumb familiar.
Yeah, so Epic made it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. I know what you're talking about now.
Literally the style from Shadow Complex, or the scenery, I should say, is literally the same.
Yeah.
Literally plays the same way.
True.
With the, I guess, somewhat controls of Hotline Miami at this point. So, it's something you'd have to get used to. We'll see. We'll have to see what the price point is.
That's going to be the sale of this game. If that thing's over 20, no. It has to be below 20. And I think it will be.
At the very least. At most, should be 20.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Back to you, Andre?
Hold on, we pulled it up.
He's busting out the list.
No, I had to. I mean, like I said, y'all are used to this stuff, so like y'all don't need a list. Y'all can know everything you did. Like I mean,
I don't know about that.
My next one was Shovel Knight Showdown, and
that's the one game I didn't get to play.
Let me tell you about Shovel Knight Showdown. That game, oh my God, it's going to be a $40 game, I believe, if I can remember right, or $35, somewhere around there. I was hoping to be a little cheaper, but I think it's gonna be 40. Kyle, can you? I don't mind. I'll look it up. But anyways,
I thought it was gonna be part of the treasure trove.
I don't. I think it's separate because when I was looking at the physical copy they had,
I'm gonna grab a minute. I'll be right back.
When I was looking at the physical copy, I could have sworn it said buy now for 40. It was either the game that they were saying 40 for, or the amiibos they had above it.
Shovel Knight Showdown, formerly known as Battle Mode, is an upcoming content for Shovel Knight Treasure Trove. So the Shovel Knight Showdown is going to be part of Shovel Knight Treasure Trove.
So if you have Trove, then it's
which Treasure Trove is literally you get Shovel Knight the game itself and all the DLC. Mm-hmm. So you get to play the Shovel Knight game, you get to play the Plague Knight DLC, the Spectre Knight DLC. Mm-hmm. When it finally comes out, since it's been freaking like 2-3 years, I don't know what's taking them so long. The King Knight DLC, you will get that, and Shovel Knight Showdown.
So if you don't have Shovel Knight, the total price for all that would be the 40 then?
I believe so.
Yeah, because they have that when you walk, like right when you walked where their booth was. I'm sure you've seen the amiibos they had up top. And they had like a little fun tournament they were doing too, where they would give like whoever win the round would get a different type of pin than everybody else. So I won that, and then I went back again and won another one. So I got 2 special pins for Shovel Knight. But Shovel Knight Showdown was so much fun. It's like a lot of people are like saying Smash. It's not like Smash. It's you can't compare it because it's like objective based. It's never just fighting. It's objective based. But seeing the Knights, Kyle, like especially me and you loving Shovel Knight. Being able to see them have like using different moves and having different power-ups and all that, it was so dope. Like Shield Knight is broken in that game. I was just using her whipping people with the shield and beating the hell out of people, and then I started learning how to combo. I was like, they got combos in this game? Dope game, man. Shovel Knight was fire, bro.
I can't believe that was the one game I did not play.
It was right next to Cyber Shadow too, on the other side.
No, and I just didn't go over there.
It was so good.
So, like, as much as I love Shovel Knight, I just didn't go over there like an idiot.
I bought a shirt, too, for $15, but I was like, it's Shovel Knight. I was like, I'm going to get it. I love Shovel Knight, too. I'm like you with Shovel Knight. I really love it. Shovel Knight, when that game comes out, when the whole battle mode comes out, people are going to love that game. I can see it going like a competitive. Like, people would play it to see who's the best. Like, it's that type of game, Kyle. Like, there's technique to it. You don't just beat each other up. Like I said, there's like collect the orbs, but at the same time you have to kill off the person. And then because there's so many different type of knights, which you know all of them like I do, and they have all of them, it just makes it. I mean, they even had Tinker Knight, Kyle. Like I mean, come on now, like everybody. And Propeller Knight is broken in that game too. Like that dude.
I can picture Propeller Knight being completely broken in that game.
He's that character that when you get near him, he's and you're falling off the edge. Yeah, he's that guy.
Exactly. Friggin' Propeller Knight. He was a pain in the ass in the game, and I was a pain in the ass in a fighting mode.
He was probably the hardest for me in the game.
I bet you Tinker Knight's in the cut like a really good fighter.
Tinker Knight is a setup character in that game, from what my brother was using him as. Like he'll set something up, you step on it, and then he has another move that like will blow you up and continue the combo. Nasty, dude. And Plague Knight, oh my God, this dude. Plague Knight was.
Plague Knight.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Kyle, you got to play that game. I'm not worried about you because I know once Showdown comes out, you're going to have it. So.
Oh, God, yeah. I will definitely have that.
But yeah.
When it comes out, it's going to be dope.
Definitely my number, what do I got it as? I got to keep track of my numbers. Hold up.
So you got numbers. I ain't got no numbers. I'm just rattling off.
Shovel Knight is my number 8. So
number 8. Holy shit.
Yeah.
We ain't nowhere. I don't even think I have a top 10. So I guess we have to. I guess we'll skip to me because Ben's not here. Layers of Fear.
I didn't play that.
I did get to play Layers of Fear 2, which I felt obligated to play because I've been to 2 of their parties.
Oh, so you had to.
I've been to 2 of their VIP parties, so I'm like, I kind of have to play this, so I don't.
You had to.
I'm not a huge horror person, obviously, but for what I played, it was okay. I'm gonna be honest, it was okay because a lot of and maybe it was because I've watched other people play it beforehand, but it didn't really feel super scary. It just felt like eerie, and they were trying to make that eerie vibe to it. But it didn't, like, scare me or anything like that. It was just, like, trying to make the scenery creepy, like I said. But obviously, this was just a little demo. You got to play for a half hour, which is cool. So I'd have to see more of the game. But I see what they were trying to do with it when they described it in their panel at PAX South, which the original Layers of Fear was based off, like, drawings and artists, and while this one is more of, they base it off movies and film. So the inspiration to a lot of this is based off of that, which I get what they are trying to do with that, which is really cool. I like that. I like
it sounds like a good idea.
The two differentiate, and you do not have to play the first one to play the second one, which is good. So I just got to see more of it. It's in the early stages though. So we'll see.
That's dope.
Overall, it was pretty good, though. It was pretty good.
That's dope, because I kept seeing the booth, and I'm like, I want to try it. But I'm like you. I'm not a horror person. But
right.
I did always want to, try those games, because they look very different. But I'm glad you played it so I can, know what I would have felt.
Piggyback off it.
Yeah. Might as well keep going. Number 7 thing is Crash Racing. Crash was so polished. It was so polished, and the line was crazy. Like, I was waiting forever to get in that game, but once I got into it, Crash surprised me on how good it plays. CTR, the original, was already a good game, but this, they definitely, Kyle, stole some roots from NK8, which anybody that says Crash is better than Mario Kart is crazy. And now it's even more of a reason you should not say that, because this game literally took so much from Mario Kart 8 that I'm starting to wonder if they just wanted to add Crash to Mario or something. Like, this game was too similar to Mario Kart. The levels aren't as interesting as Mario Kart. That's what's always going to be the problem with Crash.
Yeah.
Crash isn't as iconic as Mario. Like, he's iconic, but not as.
Right.
The character choices are pretty good, but it doesn't make you feel like when you're playing Mario Kart, like there's a meaning to picking a character. There's a meaning to picking a certain cart and all that. But the game looks beautiful. I played it on the Pro. It looks beautiful. The levels look a lot better than the other one. The cuts are better. The turning's better. They copy Mario Kart as far as the speeds and stuff. So Crash is looking good, man. Crash is looking really good.
There was reasons why I kind of didn't want to play Crash this weekend, but we'll get to that.
I was just about to say that.
We'll get to that in a little bit.
I was just about to say that, Kyle.
Oh, boy. But I'm glad you liked it. I mean, if I didn't go through what I went through, I probably would have tried it.
It's good you did it. You wouldn't have came in 8th if you did that. If you didn't do it,
we'll get to that.
Kyle, if you didn't do that, you wouldn't have been that far because you would have got confused with the buttons. Because it's different.
It's possible.
It's different.
It's possible. My next game, Streets of Rage 4.
Oh, I didn't even play Streets of Rage.
Now, before I get to that, I'm going to say I had a little gripe with their booth because their booth kind of was a pain in the ass. The people there were being a pain in the ass.
They weren't organized?
they were not organized. And when I was sitting in line on Sunday, I believe it was Sunday. Yeah, it was Sunday. And like, so they had Streets of Rage 4 and they had Windjammers 2 over there. And I wanted to play Streets of Rage 4. I would have liked to play Windjammers 2, but I didn't, unfortunately. I'm like, they're calling people in for like Windjammers and Streets of Rage, like whoever's there to play and stuff. I get to the front of the line, and I'm like, okay, so I'm like next to play Streets of Rage 4. And like some media dude came out of nowhere, talked to the guy, and let him in before me.
Oh, that's dirty.
And I had to sit there away. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
I would have been pissed off, too.
I should have been like, do you know who I am? And should have flashed off my certain thing that I was showing a little bit.
Oh, this was after you got that?
Oh, this is way after.
Oh, you should have flashed that.
This was on a Sunday, but.
Oh, God, you should have said.
Do you know who I am? Do you realize what I went through? Anyway, no, we'll get to that. So, but anyway, I got to play Streets of Rage 4. Polished graphics, I will say. But a typical Streets of Rage game.
Yeah.
They're definitely a typical Streets of Rage game. I don't remember if the old ones had I guess I would call it friendly fire. But this one did. So you really had to pay attention.
I don't remember friendly fire in any of them.
I don't. That's why I was like, oh, there's friendly fire. Okay. So you really had to pay attention and make sure that you were separate from your partner.
Kyle, quick question. Did it feel like, how can I say it? Did it feel like a new age arcade game or an old age arcade game?
Ooh. I'd say a little bit of both.
Okay. That's all I wanted to know because I'm like.
Not to give the safe answer.
Yeah.
But that's what it felt like. It felt like a little bit of both because obviously with the updated graphics, and then the system that it had the old system of Streets of Rage, but added different things to it. That made it a lot of fun to play.
That's what I was hoping for. Okay, good. That got me excited.
It's still good. I mean, it's a Streets of Rage game. It felt more like 2.
Okay.
Than 1 and 3.
Okay, that's good.
So, but it was good. I liked it, and I will definitely be picking it up. And it's definitely a good co-op game.
Nice.
Just saying.
Nice. Me and Kyle both did like 3. To give you a quick run, I said Crash Racing was my number 7. And I forgot what I said before Crash Racing. What did I say, Kyle? Anyways, we talked about Crash Racing.
Oh, you said where's your list?
But no, I changed some of the stuff.
Oh, you said Shovel Knight Showdown, right?
Yeah, Shovel Knight Showdown, which Van was here for that. So Shovel Knight Showdown. Then Kyle said his was Layers of Fear. His was Layers of Fear 2. He wasn't too impressed with it. And then I just said Crash Racing. I was really impressed with it, but it is legit like a copy and paste of Mario Kart 8 as far as how they did everything. But it looked beautiful on the Pro. I played it on the PS Pro, and it looked beautiful. It plays really good.
Yeah, I didn't get to play that.
Well,
it wasn't. I don't really care for Crash Racing. Not that I hate it. It's just.
Yeah. When Mario Kart exists, you kinda can't.
Yeah, I mean when it comes to but you know something, I loved Little Big Planet Racing.
That was actually slept on.
Yeah, that was
Little Big Planet
really,
Racing was slept on.
Like I was actually addicted to that game, when that game came out. So
that was a good game. I didn't even think about that game.
I'm gonna do 2 things.
Okay.
And now for me, this is not in any particular order. Like I'm just trying to do it, for conversation purposes. But
same here, man. That's literally what I told. Like I don't have any order.
Yeah. Biomutant. I got to play Biomutant. It's just as good as it looked.
Oh my god.
It's just as good as it looked. I believe Kyle told me first because I didn't even know it was there until Kyle said it was there, and I was like, oh yeah, no, I'm gonna go do that. And exactly how he described it, he was like, it's a Devil May Cry meets Batman Arkham Asylum meets I can't remember the third game you said.
Bastion.
Oh, Bastion because of the talking. And that's exactly what it was. I thought visually it was good, but there were certain things I was kind of about. But all in all, I thought it looked really good. The controls felt awesome. It was definitely different. Like, it was some stuff that I had to get used to, like going into the ball and bouncing. That was a little difficult, but I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed the game a lot. I thought it was really, really good. The girl lied because the line that I got into, the girl didn't even know what the hell was going on. I was like, oh, do they all have Biomute? Because she was like, oh, how many of you guys are there? I was like, oh, there's like 7 of us. And then she goes, oh, well, I was like, I want to play Biomutant specifically because I see people not playing Biomutant at these computers. Do they all? Oh, I think they all have Biomutant. And then she's asked somebody, and they're like, yeah, all of them have Biomutant. I was okay. The computer I got put at didn't have Biomutant, so I'm not playing anything else on this computer because it was like dumb games. I was like, I'm not doing anything else.
Which booth was this?
It was the one right next to Sony.
So was it Discord or THQ?
That was THQ's because they had all the computers set up. I know which one you're talking about. Like,
maybe it was THQ's.
Discord was right across from Sony, and then the THQ was right. THQ's was horrible how they had their set
But
up.
then finally, like, when I was walking, there was just a Biomutant that was there, and it was open, and I had to control. I was like, oh, well, I'm going to play that right now. And I ended up playing it right now. So I enjoyed it, though. I think it looks really good. I'm really excited to play it. So that was cool. Should I do another one?
Yeah.
Why not?
To get back into motion things. Rad. I got to play Rad.
Oh, I played Rad. The snake. You talking about the snake game? Is he a snake?
No, I don't think he's a snake.
It's like the blue character with the neck stretch out thing.
No, with he got wings. It's the Nintendo Direct. They had him on the Nintendo Direct.
Oh, I thought it was that snake. I thought it was that snake game.
No. Rad's like.
Are you talking about shit, I'm trying to remember what it is.
Rad is the one that everything's mutated. And it's almost like a top-down one, but it's not. It's like on the side.
Oh, yeah, that is it. Okay, so the demo I played was at a random booth, and like you said it's different mutations.
Yeah, like you can.
Yeah,
mutate.
one of them, I was a snake during the demo, and he had to like stretch his neck out, and that game is pretty cool, man.
Yeah, no, I think visually it was freaking awesome.
It is.
It looked really, really cool. So that was fun. I like the controls.
That's a good game.
Yeah. So your turn, Kyle.
So I can't remember what the name of the game is, but it was an indie game that me and Albert and our buddy Marcos played. It was I'll have to try to think of what the name is, but basically it was like a balloon fighting game.
Huh. Splatoon.
Splatoon.
There were no guns involved. But basically, it was kind of like bumper balloons, and you had to battle each other. And basically, the object was you had to pop everybody else in order to win the game and stuff. But there was different obstacles you had to avoid, and then every time you hit the wall, spikes would be there, so you had to avoid the spikes that popped up. And
I want to play that.
It was crazy. What
was that on?
It was a stupid little game. We played it on Switch.
Oh.
It was a stupid little game, but it was fun. It gave us a little entertainment.
I like to play that one.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. I'll have to try to think what the name of it was. I'll try to text Albert or something. But it was pretty fun. For an indie game, it was cool.
Your turn.
Killer Queen. Killer Queen to me.
Killer Queen.
That game is going to be definitely a competitive game, and I played it at the Xbox booth, and then I played it at
I don't think I got to see that one.
Discord. I played at the Discord booth too, and pretty much 4 people on the team versus another 4. And
I know which one you're talking
there's
about.
The Queen ant.
It was the big one, right?
Yeah,
with the ant picture.
Yep.
Okay.
You have the ants, and the queen has to kill the other queen, while the little mini characters are either turning themselves into guns or going to destroy the nest. But it was so much fun, and my team won doing the Discord thing, so we got the free shirt from
Was
Discord.
it a first-person shooter?
No. It's
Oh, I'm thinking of a different, but I know which one the ant is.
It's a platform, pretty much. Well,
it's like a arcade platform.
Yeah. And it's real colorful. Graphics are they're really, really cool for it. But it's so competitive, dude. The miniature ones have to do so much other stuff while the queens are just trying to kill each other. Really fun game, man. Killer Queen.
Oh, and is it the one that they had in the Xbox booth?
Yes.
The one with there's ones that fly, and then there's the snail people.
Yeah. That's
that
that game right there. You just said it, the snail. You can either get on the snail and ride to the other side. You can kill the.
So how it worked is if the queen, all three queen dies, then you win. If the snail makes it to the other side, then you win.
If you take all the little purple beads and bring it to the nest and fill it up with the purple things, you win. Like there's so much objectives while you're playing. That's what made it so good. Like I was like, this game's gonna be mad fun to play. Like I would love to play that game like with a whole bunch of people. Yeah. Especially just 8 players.
Yeah,
like,
my brother got. So is it in the Xbox booth they had 2-on-2.
Yep.
So. Yep. Yeah, no, that one seemed a lot of fun. I didn't get to play. It reminded me a lot of Towerfall Ascension.
Yeah, that's a good comparison.
Yeah, the way that the play was not exactly what you used to win. So,
but yeah, I love that game.
A game that I liked that I got to watch was Stick Fight in the indie.
I want to play that freaking game, man. There was people like sitting there. I was like, dude, are they ever gonna give? I didn't want to like blow up their spot, but they wouldn't get up. Like they were just playing the game.
Same thing with us when we were watching. There were people hitting perfect on every level. I was like, so are you gonna wait until you beat this game before you get up? But it was insane. And then when it got into the boss fights, it looked like it got impossible. Did you see that game?
I did not.
Yeah, so it's just stick fighting, right? But the whole thing is it's a rhythm game.
Yeah.
And the timing game. So like you have to hit the button when the color comes up. And it just got crazy. Like it just when you get to the boss you didn't even know. It was only like 2 buttons you used. So it got dumb crazy. But that was really cool.
I want to play that game so bad. Yeah. It's like what you just said, Vin, is what happened to me. People just sitting there hitting perfect. I'm like, are they just letting people sit here and beat the games
that's
now?
Pretty
like,
much.
What the hell, man?
That's pretty much what happened.
I was so bad, man. I want to play that game.
That's the last game for me. Everything else is just certain things that happened is experience-wise.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kyle.
Swim Sanity.
Swim Sanity.
Oh, that game was so good.
I got to play Swim Sanity. They had their own booth, which I didn't realize that. It is a fun... Okay. So I thought this was like a co-op game. Boy, was I wrong. It's not a co-op game.
Yeah, you can literally beat the hell out of your partner.
It is a 2D. How would I describe this? A 2D, not battle royale. The way we think, but like a free for all.
Yeah. There you go.
So it is pretty much a 2D shooter free for all. Now you can play with up to 4 people. Really cool power-ups. Crazy, fast-paced fun. You could like turn into a piranha. You could launch like super missiles. They had a lot of different add-ons that you could use depending on who you picked. Me, Albert, and Marcus just did random because we were just like, screw, we'll just pick whatever. But it was, for the most part, it was really fun.
That game was dope.
It's a fun little game to get into with a bunch of people.
Party game.
Party game. Yeah. Absolutely. Definitely
game.
A little party game.
That game's dope. I didn't think about the one Kyle just said, but mine's just going to be the sleeper one because like Overcooked, when I told you guys about Overcooked way back, I think this game's going to be the next Overcooked type game. And I don't know if you've seen it, Van, but Supermarket Shriek, which is like the...
oh, yep, I saw it.
It was at the... hold on, let me show you, Van. This one right here. Remember this. Remember I'm saying this now. Vin, did you see this game?
No, I didn't.
You are a goat and a human in a shopping cart. And all you're doing is going through the grocery store. One person holds left trigger to scream as a human, and the other person has the right trigger as the goat. But the thing about the game is that there's like, in the grocery store, there's objectives. So like the floor starts flipping over. Then like saws are coming down and cutting. Then there's like people that, it's a unique, very weird game. But this game surprised me. Like I was playing, I was like, this game is a sleeper. Like this was definitely one of my top games I played there. So much fun. And me and my boys was like, we did what I was just talking about, the stick figure thing. We did that and went through like 10 levels, and like we're like, no one else is over here for this game. So we just kept going over and over again, and we were like, oh, we beat 10 levels. And then the guy was like, hey, you're only supposed to do 2 levels, man. I'm like, can I get my pen now? Yeah. That's all I said. Can I get my pen now? Yeah. He's like, here, man. So Supermarket Shriek looks dope. And since you're not doing no more games, I might say the last 2. Might as well say the last two for mine. Bless Unleashed, which is what I told Kyle about.
Yep.
Bless Unleashed is insane. I don't know if you've seen that game, Van.
Um,
It was at the Bandai. Was it Bandai, Kyle? That's it. I told
Bandai
you.
Namco, yeah.
Bandai Namco booth. It's an Xbox game that's coming out, and it's like you take on the role of a ranger, a priest, what do you call them? A warrior, ranger. They have different classes, and you like take on ogres and all that. Really, really, really fun game, and they were giving the best stuff at their booth.
was it beside Nintendo?
It was across this way of Nintendo, kind of.
Yeah, I think it was near Nintendo. I think I got to see. It was like pretty crowded.
Yeah,
They had a really big booth.
There was a line that went
Yeah,
all
they
the
had a
way around.
really
They
big
had like
booth.
30 screens up for that game. But
Yeah.
Bless Unleashed with fire, and I don't know if you guys seen this game called Metal Revolution. I think Metal Revolution is a fighting game, and they're robots, but they fight like Street Fighter pretty much. It's a PC game, and I don't even play PC, but they had Xbox controllers. So I was like, let me try it. Game is fire, bro. It's like Killer Instinct with robots, dude. Like me and my brother, we sat there. I got cards, pins from them, everything. Like we was going off in that game, and the dude that was there, he just let us keep playing and playing. And my number one game that I played at PAX is what Van already said. I think Biomutant was the best thing. Biomutant is the potential that's behind that, and the comparison that Kyle said that you just said. The best comparison you could use for that game. The narrator was kind of annoying. Like
I like that. It reminds me of Bastion. It
yeah, he
puts the humor on it.
he just is like it's gonna be cool because then you're not just playing a game. But it's what we've been saying Biomutant was gonna be. We've been saying since we've seen it, like this game is going to be like the customization. I know what you talk about with the art, because like when I was customizing them, I'm like, his fur looks like too. I'm just thinking in my mind like this game has a little while to go. Still.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I'm like the fur looks kind of really annoying because they're trying so hard to make it look like fur. If that makes any sense. But the fighting, when you got that glove, it was a wrap. Like when he picked that glove up and you're smashing dudes in the ground. I had to, like Van said, I had to get used to that whole bubble thing. Like I kept falling off the edge. I'm like, damn.
The
man.
controls were good, but like just like Batman, just because it were good doesn't mean it's not going to take you a little while to get used
Exactly.
to. Like it takes a little while to get used to.
Yeah, but Biomutant was my number one thing playing at PAX, and I think it was because how much time they gave to play, seeing the graphics, just wishing that game would be out freaking any day now. But I'm like, the enemies kind of look really bad. Like sometimes you see the cat's face up close, and they look, whatever they are, their faces look kind of bad and bland. I'm like, this still needs some time, but THQ, get it together, man, because that game is fire, man.
So, with the segue into that, from that,
Kyle said you.
from that is, one of the biggest things that I love the most about this PAX, and that the reason why I give it such a good rating as far as it being up there with PAXs, is there were so many surprises for me. Number one, there were so many games that they just announced, and they were there. Five Nights at Freddy VR, Eagle, whatchamacallit. Yep. Rad being there, and the biggest shock to me was Biomutant. What the hell? If you had to tell me, ask me, hey, what games do you think were going to be there? No way would I say Biomutant was going to be there, because I didn't even know Biomutant was that far along.
We've been saying, where the hell is Biomutant?
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. Recently, at one of our most recent shows, that was something that we said, what the hell happened to Biomutant?
Yeah.
We've heard nothing, and then all of a sudden, we see it here at PAX, and I'm just like, I was so happy to see it. That's why when Kyle was like, hey, did you see Biomutant? I'm like, what? What do you mean did I see Biomutant? On my phone? It was just a surprise. So I was very excited when I got to see that. Rad. I got to see, I'm like, I felt like a little kid. I was like, oh my God. I haven't done that at a PAX in so long. Oh my God, they have this. So that was really, really cool.
That is true, though. I didn't think about it until you said it. That a lot of the games they announced literally were right there. I never been to PAX, so I didn't know. I thought whenever they announce stuff, it's usually at PAX.
No,
but the stuff
not
they
like
announced,
that.
the
Not
stuff
like
they
that.
announced was literally a few days before PAX.
Yeah,
3-4 days before PAX for some of these things.
Yeah, not like that. Not like that. It's never been like that, which was the best part. One of the old PAXs, they had new games that were coming out, like APB, but look at where that left it. I was so amped for that game because that game was going to be so good. And
everyone was.
It went so bad. But And then, like, you got, we all knew it was coming, but Borderlands 3 announcement, like, that was awesome. You know, me, again, not being a fan of Borderlands 3, like, that story is a funny story within itself. Just put it this way, I didn't get to watch it, so I didn't get to get in there.
I did.
Yeah, I didn't get the chance to get in there, so.
I did.
The line's around the corner.
The line's around the corner.
I'm like, no, it's not, bitch.
I just went around it.
I went around 6 goddamn corners and the line's still going. It was literally on one side of the PAX all the way to the end. Literally to the end. It got to a point where no one knew what to do. So people just went down the escalator and just kept going. They were like, I guess I'm not in line then. And this was at like 2:15. Guess what? The show was at 2. The line was still down there. So I was just like, nah, that's not happening. But we knew it was going to be like that. Unfortunately, I was stuck in a line for food. And the fucking food truck fucked me, but that's okay. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of Borderlands, so I just wanted to go for really the experience more than anything. So, but yeah, that's why this PAX was.
Would you like me to talk about it?
What?
Would you like me to talk about it?
Sure. Segue? You just want the segue.
Segue into the.
I'll give you a fucking segue.
It's like you lined it up and I hear.
I keep getting all these friend requests from dudes I don't even know. Like, leave me alone, bro.
Leave me alone, man. Right? So that atmosphere was insane. So first of all, we got to the line. By the way, Andre, you never responded, and we were texting you like, "Where are you headed to the Borderlands thing?"
I was playing.
Yeah, he was gone.
I'm like, Van, I'm not a Borderlands fan myself, and I knew if I had went to that line, I would have not played like half of the games I probably played, because that was like a good time gap between what I was able to play. Mm-hmm. Everybody left to go there. I see people running.
So we literally got into line at like 12 o'clock. Because I was like, we're definitely going to have to do the 2-hour wait for sure. The line was fairly long at that time. But it wasn't as long as I thought it was after when we got up to the 3rd floor. I was like, oh, okay. So we waited out the 2 hours, got up to the 3rd floor. They gave everybody psycho masks, which I gave to Albert because I was like, I am not holding on to this mask at all. But it was cool. We took some pictures of it. So it was cool to be like in the first third and get the masks, and they took pictures and everything. The atmosphere was insane because so many people were so hyped, and they were all dressed out in psycho masks, Mad Moxie costumes, basically everything from Borderlands. It was insane, and the show was great. I forgot what his name was. Basically, the head guy. I haven't a brain fart. But he put on a great show. It felt like an E3 presentation.
That's cool.
It really did feel like that, and that was cool to go to just see that because it's something that we don't get to see at all, unless you go to E3 or something like that and you get a media pass. But this was, you're at PAX, you can come, and it was so cool. Like they talked about the board game that was coming out. They did announce Borderlands Remastered. So it finally came out on Xbox One and PS4, and it's remastered for PC. Handsome Collection's also getting an upgrade to 4K for that. And the generous people gave out free codes.
That's dope.
For the game. So, and you realize why I'm not showing the codes?
Yeah.
And it comes with all the DLC, too.
He goes to claim it, and it's already claimed.
Yep. Yeah, I was about to go like this. Sorry, I used that code already. But yeah, it comes with all the DLC for Borderlands 1. Handsome Collection comes with Borderlands 2. All that DLC and the pre-sequel. Getting it for free, obviously, is amazing. Everybody got hyped for that. And then when the guy took off the jacket to show the 3, that place was loud.
I could imagine.
It was loud. Granted, they had some technical problems afterwards with the video, but when they showed the video after it was done, insane.
Did they have trouble playing the trailer?
So originally they actually had trouble playing the original Borderlands trailer because the computers there were kind of screwing up. He kind of took a little jab at PAX for the equipment, but but it was just a joke.
Yeah. Like he was being serious.
So they couldn't really play that one, but it's fine. Everybody in that room, I'm assuming, played Borderlands before that. So that was cool. But then they showed the Borderlands 3 trailer at first didn't really work, but it worked enough where people could, watch it, and it was insanely good. It was insanely good, and everybody gave him like a standing ovation. That place was rocking.
Kyle,
The reveal.
You know what they've been doing a lot that I've noticed since they released the trailers and seen them on Twitter. They're making sure they remind people that they were the original looter shooter. Like they are stretching.
Yeah.
They are reminding people. Like I got the HD collection because like I showed you in Van on Xbox One right now. It's literally was it 15 for the entire collection.
It's dirt cheap right now.
Yeah, and that's only for 7 days, and it goes back up to 60. But I was looking at the trailer, and I was showing my brother because, like I said, I never got into it, but I always wanted to.
Didn't they say 1 million weapons?
1 billion.
A billion weapons.
Billion weapons.
They're
That's
like the
so
original. They're like the original loot and shoot, and then the trailer keeps going. Then it says, "We said the original loot and shoot." I'm like, oh, they're trying to let everybody know Division, all these games, not Destiny.
No, they ain't lying.
They're letting everyone know. No, we started this loot and shoot, and we did it better than everybody else is doing right now. So I'm definitely gonna get into Borderlands now. And your 360 files, I heard, transfer over, which is crazy.
They do.
That's crazy.
They do, which is great. But amazing atmosphere. Definitely a bucket list, I guess, scenario to be at a world premiere reveal event.
Yeah.
And actually, Dwoley was there with me. Like, he hasn't really played through Borderlands yet, but like just the atmosphere being there, he goes, I almost teared up because of the excitement.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Which is understandable.
But that's why I wanted to go. Like, I could care less about the game. I really wanted to be there for the experience. Because, like, me hating Call of Duty, I clearly remember when Black Ops was first released. And I was just like, what? I want to play Black Ops. And that's why, like, I always have, like, a thing, like a special place in my heart for, Black Ops. So don't mind me as I'm being distracted by... What is that?
Oh, snap.
Cal's #1 game of all time.
That's a problem.
He said that's a problem.
I am now going through Zelda, so I am going back and playing Zelda. So
smart move.
I started from scratch. I deleted my save data, and I'm
I'm
already almost further.
That's how you got to do it.
So, yeah, that game is just too important to be like, okay, I'm gonna pick up where I left off. Like it's been over a year. So.
Oh no, agreed.
So. But yeah, no, that's a good one. That's a good one, Kyle. Do you have any more? Andre.
Kyle does. I know Kyle does. Me, I'm pretty much done. I already told you. I just enjoyed playing. I played 25 games, and that was the goal. And I got a lot of pins. I got a lot of pins, which was really cool. So I'm bringing those with me to E3. I'm going to attach them to my hat or whatever I'm wearing. And now I got to start showing off. Like, I seen some people that had 3,000 badges and crap on them at PAX. I'm like, one day. But now the spotlight's on Kyle again.
Gruffly, we are talking PAX. That's what we're talking.
PAX East.
PAX East.
We all had PAX East, so that's what we're talking about now.
Hold on, guys. I gotta stretch for a sec.
Oh God.
Oh, this guy.
See, and I saved that. Like, notice I had it on my list. I saved that.
He literally has on the list Kyle Mario Kart.
Yeah. So go ahead, Kyle. I'll let you do it. This is one of my favorite moments, so I want Kyle to say it.
I agree.
So this is one of my favorite moments at PAX.
Holy moly! Friday, PAX East 2019. What a day. So, to make it kind of I'm not trying to make it short. I'm making this a long story. PAX East was running a almost pro open 5K Mario Kart tournament at PAX East. Anybody could sign up. I believe the last time I checked, 124 spots were available. Thursday was the day to sign up. because it was the easiest day to do it. You could do late sign up on Friday, but it was kind of hard to do at that point. So the day starts. I'm in the tournament, and I have a qualifier at 11 o'clock. I missed my 11 o'clock qualifier because of Boston traffic. Thanks, Boston traffic. Literally got to the convention center at 10:45 when we were supposed to be there. So I'm sitting there walking. The line is super long, which I should obviously expect for a Friday. So we ended up running through the Westin and went through there, and that line was extremely short. I was like, oh, thank God. So I got in. I literally gave my friend my bag so I could run to the friggin' arena to get there for the qualifier. I get there at like 10:55. They said they checked in everybody already. I was like, what the frag? So I couldn't do it. So they said, all right, go stand to the side, and we'll call you up and see if we can get you into a later qualifier. I'm like, okay. So like 15 minutes goes by. I'm sitting there watching Tekken go on, and they call me over and like, okay, you're back in. Your qualifier's at 12:30, so be here for 12:15. I'm like, I'm not.
You can. I'm not even leaving. I'm staying right here.
I'm not leaving the floor, so I'll be there. I got there like 12:10, and so I was a little early, obviously. So anyway, out of all that story, we'll get to the qualifiers. 12:30 qualifier starts. First qualifier, this was probably the hardest round to get out of because you had to win your qualifier. And it was a set of 4 people. So the 2 of the guys that we were racing, they weren't really that good, but one of the other guys was really good. So I ended up getting first place in the first race. Then I got second. The other guy got second, first. So I was like, oh, shit. I have to win this race to tie him. End up winning the race. So I was like, oh, thank God. Now, these ding-dong judges aren't paying attention. So we're done. And the guy goes, oh, guys, thanks for playing. And I was like, so what do we do now? He goes, oh, only top 1 advances. I'm sitting there going,
yeah, exactly.
we tied. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Like, you'd think these guys would be paying attention to everybody, but they weren't.
Nope.
So the guy goes over and talks to the other guy. I'm sitting there thinking, the first thing I'm thinking is, this is going to be sudden death because it only makes sense. But he had to go talk to the guy. Like, all right, whatever. Sudden death. Okay. So I picked SNES Rainbow Road. The other kid picked Delfino Airport. I was like, please, for the love of God, give me Rainbow Road. I got Rainbow Road. I was like, oh, thank God.
Dude, I was on your side this whole week. You were just getting a lot of weird things that wasn't supposed to be happening. You was getting hooked up, man. Getting in games with the lines closed and crap. That's crazy.
Right? Borderlands, this happened. So, racing the kid. Tight race. I have a red shell hiding behind me. Didn't launch it. He runs into my red shell. I was like, oh, don't screw up.
Yeah.
I ended up getting 2 items. It was 2 bananas. And I had 10 coins. I was like, just don't screw this up. So I just held on to my bananas for protection the whole time. And I won.
Nice.
So it's like, oh, okay. So I clutched out of that one. They're like, okay, be back for, I think, like 1:45. So, like, literally less than an hour later, I'd be back there. I was like, okay. Second qualifier, top 2, advanced to the semis. I got second, last.
I remember.
In third place, I'm like, frick, I have to win this one. End up winning the race, and the guy that was ahead of me got third. And I was like, holy moly, I just got top 2. I was like, holy shit. And that's when I literally messaged Van. I go, well, I'm signing release forms. So I was like, oh boy. But actually, Van, this would be the time to tell your little story that you were trying to watch and they were being jackasses.
Oh, what? With the on stream?
No. When you were trying to watch my second qualifier,
Yeah,
Did
on
they tell you to move?
Oh, yeah. So I'm like, Kyle, and he waves. He's like, hey, and all of a sudden the guy's like, yeah, you can't stay here. It's like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, you can't stay here. I'm like, oh, and I felt like a little kid, so I just frowned and moved.
Lucky I wasn't there, man. I'm like, who the hell are you? We do a show together every week.
Yeah. So it's like I couldn't even watch it because of the area that they were doing it.
Kyle, my kids were yelling at you the whole time because they just met you at GamerCon, and you know the cool, like, you didn't get to see the TV experience. Like, I don't know if you've seen it yet, seen the stream.
I watched the playback. I watched it with my parents.
Okay, yeah, with seeing it and seeing the guys that were hosting, they were like, "Oh, don't sleep on Eggplant. This guy's nice. This guy," and like I'm watching it. And my kids the whole time. My son was like, "Come on, Kyle. You know he's gonna do that eighth," and I'm like, Caleb, it's hard in Mario Kart because once you get hit, if you fall back, you don't. I was like, but Kyle's good enough to catch up. Don't worry. This is before you got to the semis. I said, don't worry, and then my other son was like, he's like, no, I can tell by, because he likes Yoshi too. He's like, I can tell by how he's driving with Yoshi, he's going to pass, and then that's when you won that last one. And then I was like, my grandmother's watching, my brother's watching, my loud brother that was at GamerCon with us. He's like, see, I can do better than that. I should have, I'm like, you can't do better than Kyle, man. I was like, you can't beat my kids. So it was really intense, man. And seeing somebody you know on a big stage like that, you know, my kids didn't get to see me in my Gears tournament years ago, but I was glad to be able to show them how you were doing in this, and that made them want to play more. Like, my son was like, now I got to go re-download Mario Kart because I had to clear it up for space. And I'm like, hey, I was like, you got to get better. So it was a cool experience, man. And seeing the host, I couldn't stand that dude, the dude that was like the
the little skinny.
Oh, I couldn't stand that. I feel like Van always says, there's people that know games and don't. I feel like he was the one that does not know games. Like, his famous line was, yeah, when I was a little kid, you know, he didn't know how to say the brackets. He didn't know how to pick the winners. He didn't know, oh, God.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that because I was like, this dude.
Yeah, so continue with your story.
Bit of a doofus.
These were our filler stories while your stuff was going on the real life.
Yes. By the way, to answer Super John on Twitch, yes, we do this every Thursday at 6 o'clock.
Why isn't the Twitch?
I don't know, but I got you covered, man.
Nationwide,
yes, we do this.
It says
show every.
It's on Twitch, you said?
Yeah, on Twitch.
There's nothing.
I have the Twitch chat popped up.
Oh wait, it's at the bottom, not the top. Oh, what up, Super John? Super John's my boy. Yeah, every Thursday, Super John. He's bored. He must not be watching anime right now, and that's why he's watching this. He's taking a break from all the anime.
Nice.
Yeah, please do. Super John is fantastic, and he's always got great opinions too. So I'd love to see what he's got to say in chat. So awesome, Super John. But
so anyway.
Yep. Continue.
So I get to finally, you know, I went backstage from the arena, and you know they made us sign the release forms and stuff. And they're like, all right, and the guys are like telling us. So you have to be here at 2:45. Like, do not be late. And one of them was like, do not be late or I will cry. Like, it was like, they were like really, really like, you have to be here because we're going to be on stage and they obviously don't want to look whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, now we're getting real here. So I didn't get in the 3 o'clock because it started at 3 o'clock. I didn't get in the 3 o'clock one. I got in the 4 o'clock one. So I was just shooting the shit with a few of the other guys back there. I met another kid named Kyle, which was cool. He was from Jersey. I was trying to find him on Twitter. I couldn't. But anyway, so we were just shooting the shit and just watching the round, you know, digesting it pretty much. There was this other guy like sitting back, like where the tables were backstage. He was like, I gotta practice. And we're just sitting there watching. He's like, I gotta practice. I'm like, okay. But we all agreed before we went on stage. I was like, can we all agree not to pick Baby Park? They're like, yeah. I was like, good. I was like, we all agreed not to pick Baby Park. Which nobody did in the semis, thank God. So 3 o'clock finished up. Go on stage for 4. Woo. I was like, oh, okay, this is real. Big old crowd in front of us. I did a little pan shot on my phone.
I got bigger and bigger as y'all was there, too. That's what was crazy.
Yeah, and it was, and the good thing was the headphones that we were using, like I couldn't hear anything. Like I couldn't hear the commentary. I couldn't hear like anything else, pretty much, which was perfect. Anyway, to get that out of the way, the races. Win the first race.
I was so happy, man. I was
feeling
like,
good.
yes.
I was like, oh, good. I'm feeling good. I won the first race and stuff. Next 3 races, 7th, 8th, 7th.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. I was like, oh, shit. I was like, oh, I got to turn this around. This is not good. Go to Bowser's Castle. I win Bowser's Castle. I was like, oh, phew. So it bumps me up to 5th. Then I have, what was it? That was what, 5th race? So I think that was the 4th race. No, 7th. No, 5th race. So I finished like 7th or something in the 6th race. I was like, geez, I cannot friggin' pick a side here. So I had to finish good in the last 2 races to advance. I got 2nd and 3rd and ended up tied for 3rd. And top 4 advanced to the finals.
Nice.
I was like, oh, I squeaked it out again. that was the trend all day was
just making it by.
I have to clutch it out.
Yeah.
Literally clutch it out until the final round, obviously. So then we're sitting there. They had like a commercial break on Twitch, and we're just sitting there waiting. I'm trying to talk to everybody. Like the kid next to me that I tied for 3rd with, he was like all like stiff and serious. I was like, yo, man, relax.
Yeah.
I was sitting there like, yo, relax and shit. I was just shooting the shit with everybody on there. And I was like, so we come back from commercial. The guy's interviewing everybody. He's being a complete dope.
Skinny kid.
Yeah, the little skinny kid.
Yeah, he's the worst.
When he interviewed the girl in the Crash Bandicoot.
She was really good. She was really good.
Shout out to Ripperoo, by the way. She followed me on Twitter. I followed her.
She was really good.
So Ripperoo was up. So they interviewed her. She was just making like crash noises, and I thought it was really funny.
Yeah.
I was like, wait. So they go talk to the next kid that was from Jersey.
Yeah, he started doing the Jersey joke, which was so cool.
Doing the New Jersey joke, I was like, oh my god. Like, just stop.
That they don't like me because I'm
He's
from
like, oh,
Jersey.
you're used to driving. You must be really used to driving because you're from Jersey, and that's how it is in Jersey.
I wanted to go, motherfucker, we're in New England.
I was just about to say that.
Here?
I was thinking the same thing.
Like, what idiot? I was like, oh my god. And then he goes to the kid that was on the side of me. And he's like, how long have you been playing Mario Kart for? He goes, since I was 9.
He's like, what are you, 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he goes, so 3 years. I was like, what the hell kind of math are you doing?
He was such a cornball.
Like, oh my god. And then he tried like saving himself. He's like, oh, there's a little bit of egg on my face. Well, I guess a little on yours too. I was like, what are you talking about? You just made yourself look like a doofus.
So horrible. I like the two hosts. The 2 guys they had commentating the whole time were hilarious.
One I think was EE.
Yes.
Which he
I've
commentates
seen
Smash.
them before.
Yeah, he commentates Smash.
Yeah, they were good,
like,
but the host, oh my, this is doing it.
Oh my god! And then he comes over and interviews me. He's like, "You kind of squeaked by there." I was like, "What are you gonna do in the next round?" I was like, "Oh my god!" Finally, it sounded like a normal interview. And I was just like, I was like, he wanted me to talk shit, and I was like, well, I mean,
they kept trying to get everyone the whole time.
I was like, well, I could try to cut a promo, but I'm like, I don't think I'm that good to cut a promo right now to go wrestling style. I mean, I could have, but I was like, nah.
Everyone on that stage was honorable of each other. It seemed like everyone would have respect, like good sportsmanship.
So, we'll get to that.
Uh-oh.
So, but I honestly was just excited. I was like, good luck to everybody. I was realistic about that.
Mm-hmm.
So finals come up. Shit show.
Yeah.
Shit show for me. I was like, nothing really went my way. So it is what it is. The controller was kind of funky actually at some points, but I didn't make that as an excuse because I was like, no, I got wrecked.
Yeah.
So the kid that was to the right of me in the finals got 2nd place. First of all, this dude picked Baby Park. I was so pissed because I was like, please don't pick. I was like, please don't land on it. Please don't land on it. And then landed on it. I was like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. This dude picked Baby Park, and there's 0 skill to Baby Park. It is all luck. That one. I was like, wow, this is dumb. I was so mad. I literally looked at him, and I wish the camera saw me. I was just like, really? I was like, really, bro? Really? I was saying it like softly. So, but like, this dude was so mad. Like, he got second, and he looked heated.
Yeah. His face
And he
was stiff
tried
the whole
telling me,
time.
and he tried telling me before the ceremony started. He was like, I didn't have my beetle cart. If I had my beetle cart, it probably would have been different, but it's okay. I'm like,
one of those people.
I was like, you're making excuses right now, dude. Like, you got second. I wish I got friggin' second or even fifth. I got eighth. But I was like, oh my God, dude.
What's her face getting shelled when she was in first place and it dropped her down to sixth?
Oh,
That
I
was
didn't even know
crazy.
it because I didn't even realize that happened because obviously
Because I think that would have been a difference maker. I think she would have won if she hit that first.
Poor Ripper.
Yeah.
Ripperoo was dominating. She was really good, man.
She got hit by that shell, and you see her face like.
Yep.
I was like, ah.
It's like I just got carded. I was like,
it was so bad.
I felt so bad. But actually, afterwards, I figured out why everybody uses the beetle cart. So now I'm starting to use the beetle cart. So, Happy learned how to punt. So if they do if something happens like at PAX last time, I'm in.
Yeah.
You have to be now.
Hell yeah. So, whatever. I'm not going to talk about this kid anymore. He was just like heated. But then he went on stage just like, I'm glad that Mario Kart got a platform. Congratulations there. I was just like, you're so fake right now, dude. You were just pissed 2 seconds ago, and you were, oh my God. And now all of a sudden you're like, oh, great, congratulations.
Yeah. It's funny how the times, the tables turned.
I was like, but I will say this. I will agree on one thing. I was glad to see that Mario Kart got a platform like that.
Should have been had one.
Because I feel like Mario Kart it is a competitive game, but I feel like it should just be more competitive and more popular.
Yeah, it should.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
So, but overall, the experience was fun. I got the itch to do it again, though. Like, I really do have the itch to do it again. So obviously, I showed it off. I got this medal. We got some free swag.
Nice.
Free merch. I'm wearing some of it right here.
Nice.
I got a free shirt and a free PAX bag. So I didn't come out empty-handed.
There you go.
Got some free merch and stuff. And the only other thing I will say is this. So, Andre, pay attention. This right here.
Oh, God.
This right here. Let me do this. Hold on, I'm going to take it off.
Oh, God, man. What have I done?
I'm going to do this. And you still want to deal with this.
Listen, that's going to make it all the better, man.
I think it's case closed.
You guys should put that on the line.
It's gonna make it all the better, Kyle.
You should put that on the line.
Man, how am I going to put something on the line when he told me that he needs to play 100cc?
No, 150cc.
You said 100.
Nah. I'll do.
That might have been a typo.
I'll do 150cc.
I'll go back to the message right now.
No, I'm not saying I didn't write that. I'm not saying I didn't write that.
Rule 100cc. I almost fell out of my chair.
Because I thought
when
tournament.
You said that.
I thought tournaments ran 100c, but it ran 150c, and then everything else is pretty much the same. So
if tournaments ran on 100cc, I'd literally.
I thought they did, but I mean, I was off by the one above it.
I would literally fall asleep during the tournament. It would go so slow.
I would do 150. We got a pay-per-view coming up. Soon. Me and Kyle got a pay-per-view coming up. You have to pay to watch it.
Dan wants me to put this on the line. I don't think I can put this on the line, man.
Nah, we'll get another trophy.
I like it too much.
We'll get another trophy. We'll have the PCG trophy. Van will have one ready for us.
Yeah, we'll get one.
I'm just waiting for Van now to start doing weekly Mario Kart tournaments.
How do you think the turnout would be, Van? It probably wouldn't be.
I tried before and it was tough.
I remember the other one. Yeah, I came in second. Your boy was the only one that beat me.
Matt. Yep.
There was a good showing out for that one. Yeah. There was a good amount of people.
Although, Van, if you promote that a guy from that got placed
that is true
at PAX East, it could bring in more heads.
That is true, Van.
This guy.
He said this guy.
What did we create?
Kyle, we're gonna get our pay-per-view.
What did we create?
You didn't create anything. I earned it, damn it.
Nah, that
124 people, I earned it.
That was very exciting.
It was, man. It was so cool to watch. I thought the balloon pop one the day before was good. I didn't know balloon pop and ice hockey because they were playing the old Nintendo games the day before doing the tournaments.
Yeah.
I mean, not the day before, the same day, just earlier. And I'm like, these games are going to be horrible. But we're watching. Next thing you know, I'm like, yo, the ice hockey's pretty dope. And then balloon pop was dope.
Yeah.
So I knew Mario Kart was going to be way ahead of that. And then I heard Smash was even bigger. So.
Oh, God, yeah.
I heard Smash had people watching up from the glass windows up top.
Oh, I can only imagine with Smash. Because it was the North American finals and stuff. And that, I think
the thing about Smash, though, it wasn't big players like Nairo, Zero, all them guys. So.
And I heard they had the ball, which a lot of people were pissed about.
Yep.
Nairo was there.
Yeah, but he didn't participate. Yeah, he didn't participate.
They had the Smash. This
was more casual. This wasn't competitive. So, but and our last big thing I'd like to add in there, the most exciting thing is
for you.
Me and Kyle got to meet.
That's true. No.
Me and Kyle got to meet the What's Good Games girls.
That was cool, man.
And the What's Good Games ladies are fantastic. They were absolutely cool. So me and Kyle get there, and we're like, all right, we're going to get there a little bit early because we bet you there's going to be a line to get in. So we get in the restaurant. Didn't even know we were in the right place at first when we got in there because it was, like, empty. So we're like, is this even the right place? So we weren't really sure. And then we looked in the back, and then there they were. I was like, no, this is the right spot. So then we walk in, and they were talking to one of the fans. So I'm like, oh. And I'm like kind of standing there and like standing next to him, and it was Brittany and Andrea. And I'm like, I was like, you know what, let's go get a table. Because she said, oh, yeah, these tables are for everybody, blah, blah, blah. So we went and got a table, and we sat there, and I kept looking back there, and I kept looking back, and then I was like, Kyle, this is just building up my anxiety, sitting here waiting.
I hear you.
So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go talk now. Because if I don't go talk now, I'm going to be pissed because of the fact that it's going to be so packed later and then I don't get to talk to her. I'm going to be upset. So I was like, I'm going to go talk to her now. So I went up to her and talked to her, and fantastic. I was like, hey, I just want to introduce myself. I'm the person you talk to through email about the Women in Gaming event. And she was like, Women in Gaming. I was like in Taunton, Mass. She said, oh, okay, I know who you are now. She's like, well, pleasure to meet you. But I was like, I don't want to talk to you. I was like, I just want to introduce myself and get to meet you, blah, 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 blah. So that was cool. Now, the fun part, right, was we went with two of Kyle's friends, right? So his friends never listened to the podcast, never watched them, had no idea who they were, but they wanted to come to meet him anyways because they knew they were big YouTubers, streamers. So they just wanted to come for the experience. So we're sitting down, and then we look around, and they're going table to table. And I was like, this is so cool. They're going to meet people. They gave you food. Like, they didn't. Like, they paid for food from the restaurant, so they kept giving us food, which is fantastic, right? Yeah. So we're like, all right, we'll just wait and we'll chit-chat. So Andrea comes to our table. She's like, hey, boys. She's like, would you like a raffle for my PlayStation Vita? She was raffling off her PlayStation Vita. And I was like, Andrea, why are you raffling off your PlayStation Vita? She was like, I don't play it anymore. She's like, it just sits there. She's like, so I figured it'd be a good idea to give it away. I was like, no, that's very nice of you. I was like, that's very cool. So I said, well, how much for a raffle? And she kind of just looks at me and laughs. She's like, it's free. So I was like, all right, what do we got to do? She was like, all you have to do is answer one question. And then she looked at Kyle's friends. So I was like, oh, what the fuck is this question going to be?
Why?
And out of all people, she asked his friends, right? She goes, what was your favorite moment in What's Good Games? Right? And I'm like, just lie. I'm thinking in my head, just lie. Just make something up. I don't care what you say. Just say something. And they didn't say anything. And Andrea's like waiting there, like awkwardly. And then she was just like,
do you know where you are?
Yeah. And she goes, do you know? She goes, do you know where you are? Right? He goes, she goes, What's Good Games? And then Kyle was like, oh, he's never watched it before.
No, I oh boy.
And then, and she's like, he goes, oh, they just came because like we were coming, and she goes, oh, okay. She's like, well, I'm gonna awkwardly walk away now.
I was like, really? I was like, well,
and then she walks away, and I was like, yeah, that just happened.
Kyle, when she asked, you should have put your head in like, I know.
I should have, but
so
and to be fair, I did say before that, I said you might want to look something up.
Yeah.
Told him.
Yeah.
And he didn't, and I was like, oh my god. I don't know why they honestly.
So after that, What?
Not trying to call them out or anything. I was like, why did they
So then after that, they were pretty much like, okay, we're going to leave. They were like, we're going to get out of here now.
Dang, so after that, they were like, oh, we're done with the show? Like, done being here?
So they left.
Yeah.
And then Kyle was like, made it a point. He's like, I really want to meet Brittany and stuff. I was like, no, we can meet them all. I really want to meet all of them, right? So Steimer was there. Now, I don't know if you know Steimer. Steimer is the one with the black hair, right? You got redhead, Andrea, black hair, Steimer, and Brittany, blonde. So she's walking around. I'm like, I want to say hi to her. And nobody really ever scares me. Nobody. I've met Crazy Bone. There's only one other person in the world that actually scared me, and that's Flesh. And that's only because of the fact that I know what he's been through in life, and he's done some crazy things. So it's the only reason why I'm terrified of him. But her, she sent a chill through my bones that I have never felt, and I didn't want to say anything to her. And she wasn't like she was mean or anything. It was just, it looked like she was just like in don't fuck with me mode. Yeah. And I was just like, I want to say hi, but I'm just terrified of her. So I might skip this one for now and wait until she comes.
She gets a bad rap, I think, because literally she's said on the show that she has resting bitch face.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably what it was.
She was very friendly. She talked to everybody. Like, she went around talking to everybody. So she made it a point. She was talking to everyone. She did skip our table, though. And it wasn't intentionally. I think it was the way that the tables were and how the crowds were. So it was just awkward. But I did want to talk to her, but it was one of those things, like, if she comes to the table, I was going to tell her, I am absolutely terrified to talk to you. You know what I mean? Like, make it a joke. But, yeah, so I didn't get to talk to her. So eventually I was like, you know what? I'm going to step up to Brittany, and we're going to go talk to her. And then Kyle was like, okay. So we went to the bowling alley room. That's where she was, and she was by herself. I was like, excuse me, Brittany. I was like, I just want to, like, we want to, talk. She's like, sure, come over here. And then we're sitting there talking. She's like, hold on a second. She went and grabbed some more people. She's like, we're going to do this, like, a shared experience. She's like, we're all going to talk. So we all talked, and we brought up a lot of interesting conversation. So conversation one was, I asked her, because we knew that she was a big Zelda fan, you know what I mean, what was one of her favorite Zeldas. And she did say, she said she liked Link to the Past, which I gave her a high five for that, because she did say that. And I was like, yes. But she also said Ocarina of Time as well.
I was like, but she said her favorite was Ocarina.
Yeah. But like she kind of gave the answer the way I did. Like, Link of the Past and Ocarina is there, but she did say her favorite was Link to the Past. Ocarina. So it was cool. And then we got into Resident Evil, and she was like, I love Resident Evil 2 remake. I love it. Right? And then she was like, funny story, when she was a little kid, Resident Evil 2 scared her. Like, used to scare her. So I had asked, I was like, do you have, withdrawals when you play Resident Evil 2 remake of when you were a kid and when you were scared? She goes, no. I was like, oh, that's reassuring. So it was just really cool. So then finally, towards the end, I go, all right, I have to ask you this question, and I'm hoping that I get your honest answer, because this is something that is discussed between me and the guys all the time. What do you think of Wind Waker? Right? So at first she waited a second before she answered, and she just put her head down. She put her head to her mouth. She goes, okay. So when I first played it, I didn't like it. She's like, I didn't like it at all. Was not even interested. She's like, I didn't play it until about 3 years later. And she's like, and I'm glad I did, because she's like, I liked it. She was like, but at first I really didn't like it. So then Kyle kind of called me out. She goes, well, and points to me, and I go, all right. So what this is all about is I refuse to play Wind Waker. So she asked, she's like, well, why are you refusing to play Wind Waker? I was like, so kind of this, reason why you gave, like the graphics, the animation, I'm just not interested in it. And to me, it just doesn't seem like it fits in the Zelda world. Yeah. She's like, I can understand and respect that. I was like, but you know what? I said, I'm going to make a deal with you. For you, I was like, I'm going to give Wind Waker a shot. She's like, no, you're not. She's like, you're not going to play. I was like, no, I swear. I was like, I will. I was like, I'm going to play Wind Waker, and I'll let you know what I think of it. She's like, all right. That sounds like a deal. So now I've been called out, and now I have to play Wind Waker.
Dog, man!
Brombacher to finally make you play Wind Waker.
Yeah. She called me out, so now I have to because I feel like
this.
she called me out, so now I have to play it.
Don't do this.
So I have to play it now.
Van, don't do this.
You shut your mouth, Andre. Yes, man, you are doing
If any three of them said that and like called me out, I definitely would have had to do it. I'm like, well, now you called me out, so now I have to play it.
Man, Wind Waker, man.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna enjoy it though.
I've beaten Wind Waker, but no, man, I never replayed that game. But every other Zelda game I replayed.
That's because you don't like the graphics.
I really wish you were there. Like I really wish you got to meet them. Like it would have been awesome. Like I felt like it was fitting. Like it was perfect. It was such a good time. It was very like we sat there and talked to her for a good 20, 30 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she just shot the shit. She
that
just
cool,
talked,
man.
and it was all gaming stuff. Like we talked
cool.
about, Resident Evil, Zelda. I forgot a couple other things that we talked about.
Oh, I
too.
definitely buttered up to her.
Yeah, no, he definitely did. He
because
kissed
I
her
was like,
ass.
I like all the same things you like.
You seen the
Zelda,
picture?
Zelda, Pokemon, Resident Evil.
Kyle said yes.
Yeah. You seen the picture?
Yeah.
You seen the picture? I was like, excuse me. I was like, I have to get a picture with you two together. And she goes, oh, of course. And then he takes his bag off and you put it down. He goes, oh, wait. She goes, wait a minute. Not without the swords, we're not. I was like, well.
Hey, thanks to my buddy who left his bag.
I know. It wasn't even any of our bag. It was his buddy's bag that took off because he was embarrassed.
God, Kyle. You got your
I was
picture,
like,
man.
thanks.
Your dream literally came true.
Yo, if I never watched any of their shows, like, I would have completely 100% lied. Be like, ooh, I don't know.
I would have said something like that time when you guys were talking about Gears. Like, we didn't play Gears before. Like, oh. I thought it was,
I would be
Like
like,
that
oh.
time that you were talking about Assassin's Creed, you got to go with Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed.
I mean, even say Fortnite.
I would have asked you guys. Like, I watched some of their shows, but I would have asked you or Van. I would have been like, Van, just give me a hint before we go. What are they a fan of? If you said Zelda, that would have been what well, Andrea's different. But I would have been like, I would have came up with something. There's no way I'm just going to sit there and say.
She's super into Anthem, super into Division 2.
Andrea's into the...
She's a PlayStation person.
Yes, she is a PlayStation,
person.
She's into the, I guess, since Borderlands has been saying this, she's into the copycat loot shooters.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she loves Division 2. I watched her and Greg talk about it. She loves Division 2.
Yeah,
like,
she's super big fan
yeah.
of that. She loves Destiny. Destiny was her big thing, her crutch. And then she got into Division, and then got into Anthem, and now she's into Division 2. So
yeah,
Division's still running good, by the way.
I got it for Xbox here, by the way.
Oh, bro, you gotta hop on.
Yeah.
I'll get you leveled up in 2 days in that game.
Okay, all right.
I'm already like, what am I in the world right now? I'm ranked like 17,000 in Division for Xbox at least. I play the game a lot.
Super John says Borderlands will always be the king of looter shooters.
It is. We referenced earlier. Me and Van aren't into it. I got the collection now. I'm gonna play, but because I love looters, how you say?
Shooter looters.
Shooter looters. Because I love that, and because the trailer for Borderlands stressed it that we were the original. I'm like, okay, now I gotta. Gears did that too, Kyle. Do you remember when Gears 3 came out? They kept telling everyone in the commercial, the original Horde game, the starter of Horde. Like, I'm like, but the game has like 500 other things, but y'all are stressing the Horde. It's like, we gotta remind people, the Horde.
Yeah, boy. So, I mean, that's pretty much. Excuse me. That's pretty much it. I mean, was there anything else that you wanted to add to that?
Again, like I said before, this was obviously my favorite PAX for all the surreal moments that I went through.
Mine's too.
I wonder why. I told Dwoley after we left, I was like, I literally could like skip West, even though I'm definitely going to West. I literally could like skip West and I'd be okay.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I had a lot of fun this past weekend, or past week, I should say.
Kyle, if I'm you, I'm only going to West if they have a Mario Kart tournament or Van goes.
There's a rumor that PCG might be at PAX West. I'm just saying.
You don't say.
That's just a rumor. So stay tuned for that rumor.
PAX West.
Can we leak it?
Can we leak it?
Can it be a leak?
Kyle, you know immediately as soon as I confirm something, you will leak that immediately. Immediately.
That'll be the one leak that I absolutely spat out.
I'm like,
Completely.
Kyle, guess what? He's already unlocking his phone.
No,
Just
the
say it,
message is
man.
already typed out before you even said
He's
it.
like, he's already like, he's got one more dot to push out.
I just have to put a period right here.
He's about to hit
Oh, I mean, I don't have it typed out already.
He's about to hit the tweet button. So, we're gonna see what we can do.
Yeah.
Maybe an appearance for E3.
What you say? PAX West is August, September?
September.
Oh, see, I can probably swing PAX West too, because I'm doing E3 definitely. It's just I want to do another PAX too. So we'll see.
A lot of big changes coming for PCG Live. We're talking. We're putting things together right now. We are very motivated from PAX. We're very motivated by all the success that we've done so far within the year. How consistent we're doing with the show. So we're really looking to push this hard, and we're willing to commit to it. So we love what we do, and we want to make it more real for us. And this is our opportunity to do it. So we're going to try to take advantage of that. So. Exciting times. So,
Nice.
But I would say this is a wrap for today, boys. Until next week.
Pretty much.
Awesome. All right, so that's it from us. You can catch us here every Thursday, starting at 6. We try to go 2 hours. Sometimes we can, sometimes we can't, but most of the time we do. So we'll catch you guys next week. We'll get into more of the news. We'll talk a lot about what PlayStation showed, what Xbox showed, because we didn't get into that today. And kind of our thoughts in it, and we'll start building up hype for E3 because it's
right around the corner.
Yeah, it's going to be here quicker than you guys know. Yeah. So
I agree.
We'll get into a lot more, and we'll come up with some show topics and share it with everybody. So don't forget to tell your friends about us. And until next week, that's it for us today. Peace.
Bam, bam.